No marketing, BS, money side price wash. Synth Quiz and news. So sit back, relax. Enjoy your favorite crew. Synth Geekery show. Synth Geekery's where it's at. So join the channel. Come on for a chat.
Hello everyone, welcome to Synth Geekery episode 338. I hope you're having a happy Easter if that's what you do from your part of the world. I'm wondering why I'm getting like icons below there. That's kind of weird, but you guys aren't seeing that. It's just me that's seeing that, isn't it? Yeah, you guys aren't seeing that. Okay, well don't worry about that. Anyway, how's your week been? Hopefully you've been getting the synths out. Sorry about the mess over here, there, somewhere. It's been a little bit, had the kid in the room today and we were sort of doing non-synthy stuff, and then we had to clean it out, and I didn't get a chance to clean it properly. Anyway, good enough. We're going to do some tinkering today in today's show because I think it's about time we got some synths out and mucked around with them because, you know, we used to do that a lot more, Daren, didn't we, in the old days? We used to tinker a lot more, and I feel like, you know, we should go back to our roots and tinker. Get the synths out. How are you, boys?
Check this will work.
We're good.
Yeah, it's
Good,
good.
mate.
I might actually.
Excellent.
Hi, Andy.
Not bad.
Hi, Andy.
Hope everyone in
How you
chat
doing?
is going good. We are probably either an hour early or an hour late. I think there's some parts of the world have already switched their clocks over and other parts of the world haven't yet. It's kind of a mess, isn't it? It's really a mess. I think you guys should just follow what we do and just don't change your time all year long. It's
I'm with you.
bloody easy. It's easy.
I'm with you. Yeah.
The worst are
Yeah.
the half-hour ones. The ones that do this is the half-hour off.
You might as well not even do it, eh? Just might as well not even bother. Yeah. It's kind of like you know, one of those kids that has to be part of something, so you give him like a little role. You can have a little role. You can have a little bit of time.
Oh,
You can feel special with your half hour. Hi to everyone in Adelaide.
Here, hold my drink. Here, hold my drink.
There's some people in the Midwest, I think, like that too, isn't there, Andy? In your part of the world.
we don't have any half-hours here. We do have some the ones that will refuse to do it, like Arizona.
Oh, good on Arizona. Hi to
Go
Arizona, people.
Arizona.
We love Arizona people.
Well,
Yeah.
they have a lot of
We
other
do.
problems. I won't go.
Hey, let's say good day to the chatties because you know we haven't done our little scroll through, Daren, that we used to do years ago. So let's start with Bicky was early. Well, I think Ian really gets to wear the Guernsey this week because he was an hour early. Weren't you, Ian?
I was completely not surprised. I was completely surprised, not expecting to see even a show. I was just trying stuff,
Yeah.
trying to get everything to work.
Ranzee streaming on the pub with Kent.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah.
I saw
so I get the
I saw it. I thought it was a great opportunity to embarrass you a little bit. Do it well.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Sorry about that, mate. You can get me back.
No,
Homegrown.
it's fine.
Homegrown was early. Said Tinker Time nearly. Steve Smith said good day to him in the pub. Said good day to him again. He's on the chat. Nice to have him there. Don't forget Steve was on the show a couple of weeks ago. I mentioned Bicky. Patsy Brady said hello to you. JP Page 2. Hello to you. Pandamanmans. That's an awesome nick. Pandamans?
Oh, it's Panda Man.
Pandaman.
Panda Man's the same.
Right.
Sam.
Yeah.
I am
Yeah, we know Sam.
Yeah.
I am
Yeah,
butchering
Pandaman.
all the pronunciations. Do not worry. Afternoon, morning, evening. Yep, we'll do all that. We'll do the Ian version later. Who else we got? Traitor to the Living. Traitor to the Living. TTL. Tata later. Traitor to the Living. Like it. We're Big Wags is there. Matt Brown's there. Hello to you guys. Struga is there as well. Whoa, it scrolled, Daren. But you know what? I was on it. Caught the scroll. Who else we got? Kent is there. Morning, darlings, he says. Big hello to Kent. Said good day to him just before. Thomas says, Ranzee, with like 4,000 E's and then team. Good on you, mate. Love it. Droigan's there. Big hello to you. Saying hello to everyone. And who else we got? Dave's there. You guys know him as Ace of Stripe. He says, hello, everyone. Simon. G'day, Simon. Nice to have you, mate. Who else? I think Marky's there, and I saw, who else did I see? Someone else come in just lately. Neil's jumped in, and Keith. Good on you, Keith. Keith's jumped in as well. Fantastic. You guys should give yourselves all a massive pat on the back. Well done. Tell your friends, or don't tell them actually. Keep it a secret if you want to be like that. Guys, I've been doing a bit of accounting because it's budget time in May, and I need to sort of get the books ready. Yes, we need to do some cutbacks. We need to do some cutbacks with the show. I'm going to have to let a few products go because I can't just keep paying the bills for these things if I'm not getting return to keep them going. So either I piss Zoom off, which we're not using it enough, and that means there's no more Zoom calls. We can get rid of Zoom, or we get rid of Streamlabs. I don't want to get rid of Streamlabs because I'm enjoying Streamlabs, so I'm thinking about getting rid of Zoom. Anyway, there's a couple of things we're going to make a few hard decisions about in the next couple of months and cut the costs back because it's costing me every month to pay for these things.
Yeah.
Zoom's about.
I thought you were going to ask one of us. I thought that's what was coming down.
Oh,
he was getting nervous.
I was, but I wasn't. I wasn't.
He was about to celebrate.
Last in, first out.
Ian's about to celebrate, mate. Ian Schwink to tighten just a little bit just then, and don't worry, mate.
Yes.
Yep. There's a little bit of wee.
The show title wasn't
Little
so
bit
you're
of-
okay. So.
Just a little bit.
He spent all that time putting his background up as well.
I know.
I
Exactly,
love his background. That's why he's still on the show, Darren. It saved him. No, don't worry, Ian. You're safe.
Production values.
We can't get rid of the guy that does On This Day, and he's looking after albums, and he's a good fella. We can't get rid of Ian. So
He's indispensable.
he is. I was actually going to get rid of. No, just kidding. No, got to catch this one before it disappears. Steve has put a 10 schmackaroonies in. Oh, excuse me, I drank the tea too quick and it's got me. Use semaphore more. I don't know what that means, but
He means it's cheaper.
He's not
Using
even-
flags.
He's not about my flag, isn't he? Behind me.
oh, okay. So we're going to do the signals, right? Gotcha. I don't know. I actually learnt that when I was in the military, and I've completely forgotten. Such how good they taught me. I know the flight line ones with the aircraft with the lights. I know how to do the flight line ones, but
Yeah, cool.
can't do the flags anymore because I've forgotten. Anyway, we should get back to synths, guys, not freaking semaphores. Synths. You can put semaphores in your synths if you want. Anyway, we shall get stuck into the show. I've got the regular show. We did manage to scrape some news together. It's kind of interesting. So I was actually kind of disappointed at first, and then I got the shovel out and I started digging through the computer and found some stuff. I was actually, wow, there's news. Okay, so that's cool. It surprised me, yes. And if it doesn't surprise you, then, whatever. We have a good synth quiz this week. I think you guys will enjoy it. There is some price watch stuff. And also, I want to say happy 404 day to everyone because it is the 4th of April. So happy 404 day. We'll do a couple of 404-ish things. Andy, you can warm your 404 up if you like.
You missed out a trick. You could have started with a glitch of the show and say 404. Show not found.
Could have done that, mate.
Yeah.
I missed the trick, or you forgot to email me.
I'm just thought of that right now.
Yeah.
Anyway, we are going to get stuck into it. We'll do that as your week been, everyone. We'll start with Daren because Darren's amazing. He tells us. Hi, Daren.
He's only saying that before. Good day, Rans. How's your day been?
Ranzee's been good. Keep going.
So have I. I've been good. I've just been working on the live set and trying to recreate the new case, basically all this week. It's going to take a while, but the case is whether it fits in the car. I'm trying. Believe it or not, I'm actually trying to make it more easy to take out at an EMOM rather than have as much kit, because I have my stands and all that, which is great. But if you're in a small place, it's a bit tricky to open up the stands and everything if they've got a table. But my kit didn't really fit on the table, so I'm trying to convert it to a deeper, longer case so it's all plugged in. I've got I'm going to put plug cables and stuff, so basically it's just like one plug and the whole case itself is lit up and all working. That's the plan. It's taken a lot longer and a bit awkward more to work out, but other than that, and then the live set as well, I'm just doing the live set and I've been messing about with tracks, things like that. So basically it's been sort of packed, nothing specific on what I've been doing, just faffing about basically, probably like we all do, messing about with bits here, bits there. So that's been my week.
Nothing Atlantic either, Daren. Well done. Andy, because he said Pacific.
Good.
Yeah, so
I did find this.
I got it.
I'm on this side of that one.
Hey.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
Happy.
Yes, very good. That's very good.
How's it going? Not much to report. Just happy to be here. Just doing this and that. Trying to think. Yeah, no acquisitions. Nothing crazy going on. Weather's been basic. That's about it. Very boring report. Sorry about that.
That's okay. We are allowed to have boring reports. Yeah. On to the next. Fantastic.
Report
Ian.
not found. 404.
The start of it was good. Ian, how are you, mate?
I'm all right. Hello, everybody. Hello, good evening, good afternoon, good night. Got that bit out of the way. Welcome to Walthamstow. We're in London for it's Easter. Happy Easter, everybody! If you follow that,
thanks, Ian.
Religious order. We've got the real Walthamstow
Cinnamon bun.
chocolatine cinnamon bun for later. I will eat that when I'm not on screen. What have I been up to? I've got work. I've got a job. I have
Cool. Congrats.
one of my clients who was in Pocklington, who I used to do her a dance production every couple of years for her. She contacted me, and when I get back after Easter, I start work on her dance production, which has got to be done by June. So I need to produce the music for it. So that'll be
That's
cool.
fantastic.
I'm looking forward to that. And she'll pay me, bless her. But not much else. We're just here for Easter with family. The Australians have arrived. So the Australian contingency of my family has come over from Cairns or Cairns. I was having that conversation with Kerry last night. I'm saying, is it Cairns or is it Cairns? So we're having dinner. Cairns. He said, yes, like Cairns, like you said, Rans. So
It's what your baked beans go in, buddy.
Cairns. That's it, a cairn. So so it's lovely to see everybody. So that's my week.
Fantastic. That's a great week. And happy whatever that you want to call it, Easter, I guess, to the Aussies that have turned up in your part of the neck of the woods.
Yeah.
Awesome. Back over our side. Hey, Chris.
Hello. Hello, everyone. Good to be on the show. Good to be here after another week. I'm my usual unprepared self. No, I'm always prepared, as you all know. Yes, so this week's been a bit mixed. I've had some wins in the shop and I've had some losses in the shop. But we're okay. We get through these things. People have been mostly not sick this week, which is fantastic.
Yay. I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah, so I've been doing a bit of coding as usual, and I even did some coding on a kind of, I did some coding on the GP82, which I'm happy to show people later on in the show. And
yes,
I also
please.
did some furniture organising type stuff. So I set up some pigeonholes just above my desk here. Oh, I thought that was going to stop, but it It's not going to stop. Oh my lord. OBS Studio. I am completely in control. Not. Yeah. So you pigeonholes because, I got too much gear and I need to put it somewhere. I didn't want to be too far away, so I went, I've got a whole lot of pigeonholes. What's this stuff in them? Oh, paper. What's that? I remember this. We used to have paper and we used to keep records and wow, I've forgotten all about that. Anyway, throw that in the bin. I'm going to use these to put synths in them because that's what you should do with pigeonholes. So there's that.
But they used to put pigeons in them years ago.
Craziness. Yeah, well, that's what you needed before paper. So you had pigeons where you sent messages, and then you had your paper where you sent messages, and then you had fax, and then you have emails, and now we have YouTube.
Yeah.
Where everyone
And
gets
we used to raise pigeons in the north of England.
Okay.
We had a native bird
Yeah,
and passenger
apart from-
pigeon extinct. So
Sorry. That
That's on
was a
foot as
conversation killer, wasn't
Yeah.
it?
We used to raise pigeons. No, that's quite interesting. Sorry, I should have said that. I should do this
Yeah,
again.
100
Let's try that
meters,
again.
400
Ian.
meters.
Let's try it again. That's really interesting, Ian. Dude, tell us more. So,
Well, my
and
granddad
they
used
play-
to have a pigeon
play-
loft.
that's very cool.
Yeah.
A pigeon loft is one step away from being a synth loft.
And he used
Well,
to stick his racing pigeons in it.
Bill Lorry is on the phone. I don't know if you guys know who Bill Lorry is.
Oh, yes, the pigeon fans, yeah. Yes, it's a lovely pigeon
on the
match.
pitch. Yes, the old red checker's come out for his supper here, a bit of seed. Always a good sign when the red checker comes out. You can see the band on his ring, that's his race ring, the blue ring on the right foot. The band on his leg there. Getting a little bit excited, it's just like being home.
Speaking of pigeons,
Ah,
Getting a
yes.
little bit excited.
wow.
Yeah.
Excellent work, Ranzee.
just had to be quick then, didn't I?
Geez, that's very good. I'm impressed. An obscure reference brought up very quickly by YouTube. See, I told you YouTube was great. We can communicate about pigeons to each other. So yes,
It was
Yep,
AI.
so apart
It's
from
all
that-
AI.
it's all I.
Yeah, just blame AI.
Apart from that, didn't invade any countries or do anything stupid. So let's go back to the show. That's as political as I'm going to
You can
get.
get out of that. You can get out of that, can't you, Chris? A lot easier.
Yeah.
Chris had no idea that his little How's Your Week Been was going to turn into a pigeon joke.
Yeah.
I never know where it's going to go. That's
And-
what I love about the show.
If you guys have never ever heard it, there's an 80s comedian called the 12th Man, and he did an absolute brilliant job of absolutely taking the P155 out of all the commentators for cricket at the time. And these are world commentators. So there's the it's Tony Gregg from South Africa, and the English guys, and all sorts of people, right, from all over the world. And he does a fantastic job. And the Bill Lorry one about the pigeon is my favourite. It's absolutely brilliant. Anyway, that's a blast from the past, that one. Well done, Chris, too. But the way to handle customers is the way you did it. That's the way you do it.
Yeah.
Yep. You
Yes, of
bite
course.
the tongue, turn all the microphones off, and swear your ass off, and then turn them all back on again and say, "Hi, how are you?" And that's a smile.
How can we help?
It's lovely to have this email from you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Anyway, speaking of saying lovely and everything, would you guys like to have a synth quiz? I bet you do. Yeah?
Oh, I've not got any paper.
Sure.
I need to write it.
Oh, geez.
Write it on
Well,
my phone.
why don't
Told
we
you we don't need
start?
paper, Ian.
Why don't we start the quiz?
I'll
We'll
use
get the
phone,
bot
it's
happening.
all right.
We'll get the bot happening, see if the bot's working yet. Is it working? It is not working yet. Come on, bot.
Yes, let's start quiz.
There we go. VCOs are warm. 3 clues incoming. Quiz is open. Let's go. Yes, indeed. Synth Quiz is open. Hopefully there's nothing showing up there. Oh, I love it when a bit of my bad computer science coding works. Fantastic. Right, let's get stuck into the quiz this week. We're going to go with the first clue. Budumcha. Let's get an envelope shaper into you, eh? What could that possibly be, people? What could that possibly be?
I might go early.
Yeah, go early. Now, the patch cable bot tell you how to do your guesses. You type in ! Synth Quiz and put your guess after a space, and then that is your official entry. So make sure you do that sometime during the show. There's 3 clues coming up at some point. Enjoy the Synth Quiz. It's launched.
I've decided we should call. Was it Patch Cable Bot?
Yep.
I think we should call him Dennis. So his name's Dennis from now on.
Fair enough.
Really? It's a nice name.
he's a
Monty
Dennis.
Python reference somewhere.
If it's an Australian bot, shouldn't it be called Bruce?
No. That's too stereotypical.
Okay.
Dennis.
Dennis is
He's
still
a
on the
northern
phone.
patch bomb.
He said bugger off,
Nigel?
Ian.
You don't like Nigel?
Yeah. No, I've got friends called Nigel.
All right, well, let's get stuck into some funny stuff. Hopefully you guys enjoy the memes this week. Steve Smith's been busy. He's given us a couple. Good on you, Steve. Starting with this one. Dad, how can I tell if someone is using an analog synth in their music? Don't worry, son. They'll tell you.
It's quite good.
Right, we will keep going. Introducing the Volca Bass SE, a tiny synth in a big-ass case. Now, I have seen this meme before, so that is fantastic.
Yeah,
and I think it's quite an old one, but have a look down the bottom right-hand corner. Can you guys see it? Would you like me to make it a little bit bigger?
Oh, hello.
Look who it's done by. 2 of our favourites, Babs and JX3D.
Yeah.
Well done, guys.
Partnership.
Yeah.
Scary when they get
Look
together.
at that. Good job. That's what I mind, she says in the chat. Look at that. Fantastic. Yeah. Well, it's come back around. That's what happens with memes. If they make a good one, look, even JX3D's in chat jumping in. Fantastic. We'll keep going. I miss the days when good musical instruments and music production tools were beyond the reach of commoners like you. Wow. Far out. Hey? Jeez.
I feel like that.
But we did have Rococo, so there you go. That doesn't always make it great.
Actually, I don't know about that one, but I think maybe someone's going to get sued. Indeed, that one's not very good. Let's keep going. That's no Moog. That's a base station. I love it. I love it.
Oh my God.
That saving the best to last, I think. Guys, put your votes in the poll. Let's launch the poll. Here we go. Badumpa. Meme of the week has launched. Let me see if it's told you. It has. Poll started. Meme of the week.
Well
you
done.
can order.
Well done, Dennis.
Exclamation.
That's hard on an iPad.
Exclamation mark. Vote. Space. 0 for analog. 1 for Volca Bass. Sorry, I stopped talking then because I thought Ian was going to say something profound. He did. 2 for commoners and 3 for base station. Here we go. Here they come. Well, there's already 8 votes in the system already, and that's insane. It's an insane amount of votes. Guys, you're blowing the show. The bot's gonna have a, I don't know, a fart or something. We've got more than 10. We've still got votes coming in. Look, even Daren's voted. You know things are going well when Daren is involved. Normally he just looks down.
You know that because normally my vote never wins, and it ain't going to win this time. I bet.
Ooh, geez, I tell you what, it's close. People are still voting. I don't know if I should stop this voting yet. People are still voting.
Maybe you're on a roll.
You can't vote for number 3 anymore, though.
Well, you can only vote once, droids, so it's not going to take your second vote, big fella. So I think we might stop it now. I think There has been enough of a couple of seconds pause. Yes, we'll stop it. Let's stop. Bang. And what has Patchbot said? You can no longer vote, and the winning is the base station. Of course it is. It was the best. Even because I didn't vote for it. But let me tell you, it got 11 votes, by the way, which is actually pretty high. So that one may even be meme of the year. That's I'm letting you know now, that could be a contender for meme of the year. Because I was looking at meme of the year. I've got the spreadsheet here, actually. Meme of the year. Where is it? It is here. The meme that got the most votes last year had something around 16 votes, right? Now, in the top 10 was anything above 11. So that could be meme of the year, because you only have to get in to the top 10 to get voted. You don't have to have the most votes during the year. You only have to get into the top 10. So there you go. Whoever did that meme, give us a shout and we'll give you some creds. Fantastic. Right. Well, that's done. We shall go to the news. See you on the other side. Here we are, Centre Village with the Co. That's what it's called. Sorry.
PLL, the CO.
Oh,
Phase lock loop.
Riss.
He knows. I know. I'm sorry, I can't resist.
I know.
I'm one of those annoying persons who
No, you're not annoying.
sees acronyms. And
I knew you'd buy it. That's why I did it.
I am.
28,600 yen. Price is out straight away. Andy, what do you reckon that's worth in US schmackaroonies? We reckon about 280 US. Andy, you're muted, and I haven't muted you. Anyway, unless he's talking to someone on the phone, taking a pizza order, or not sure.
No, I'm muted. Sorry, my yen calculations are off. But last time I was there, I think it was 110 to the dollar. I think.
Yeah, so 286 US, something like that. I think Wags will probably tell us in chat because he's all over the yen. Aren't you, Wags? He's probably disappeared. Anyway, what is it? It's a PLL VCO. It's what Chris said, not what I said. Don't listen to me. PLL phase lock distortion, voltage controlled oscillator. And it is a eurorack, 6 HP or HP. People tell me off for saying H. I know. Look. If you don't like it, write a letter to my mum.
If Darren can say Pacific, you can say H.
Exactly, Darren. If you can say Pacific,
We have no. There's no judgments
Pacific.
here. You can just pronounce things words exactly.
exactly, Darren. The PLL circuit allows for pitch control.
Well, you could just say wide.
You could. It could. It can allow for pitch control not only using the voltage per octave input, which you can see in the bottom left, but also controlling the oscillator's pitch to a rational multiple. Don't we like that? So it's a rational multiple on n/m of the frequency of the external oscillator input into the PLL. I like it, and that's kind of something different. It's not a new thing. I understand it's not a new thing. Phase lock loop is not a new technology, that's for sure. But what you can do is it allows you to control the frequency of an internal oscillator to 3/2 times the frequency of the external input, and then mix those two oscillators with an external mixer to create an oscillator that produces chords overlapping by a perfect fifth. There you go. I like it. Furthermore, you can use an external signal into it. The pitch of the input audio is detected and output it as a volts per octave voltage from the FRQ output on the.
That's cool.
Pretty cool. So it's kind of like a.
That's cool.
Behringer module that they released recently.
Yeah, sort of audio to CV. Pitch.
That's
CV.
pretty cool. I wonder how well it works. They do say it does only take a mono signal, so don't put chords or complex harmonics through it. So put a mono signal through it, or like a standard oscillator through it, like simple waveforms. The pitch tracking speed of the PLL circuit can be adjusted by the sends slider, which is a big slider on the right-hand side. However, at a high tracking speed, phase distortion occurs in the waveform, resulting in a tonal change similar to oscillator sync. And this is what I love about PLL VCOs, is that you can actually get that sort of oscillator sync sound through.
Because it's a harmonic,
And if you can automate that, that's a cool thing. Nice. So therefore, the sends is usually set to speed that does not produce the phase distortion. So that's what they do with that. Now the frequency range can either be set to VCO or an LFO, so you can actually use this as a low frequency oscillator as well. Now that's when I started. You can see that actually up the top there. One of the first things I noticed when I saw this was there's an LFO switch on here, and I'm like, phase locked loop LFO? That's insane. What are we going to do with that? Well, the answer is whatever you bloody like, because it's a cool idea. So yeah, modulation, people, with the phase locked loop.
Yeah, you can use it as tempo detection, for example.
You could.
So keep your LFO synced to the tempo synced using it. You take a free running LFO.
You can use it as a
free running LFO, tempo synced.
You can use it as a clock divider or a multiplier as well.
Yeah, you could. Especially using a square wave.
Anyway, there's a bunch of cool little inputs and outputs on this thing, which I felt kind of nice. You can see the divider and multiplier sliders, or switches, I should say, multi-point switches, kind of similar to the switches that are on the what do you call it? The IntelliGel sequencer, the 185 sequencer. Metropolis. That's it. Yeah, there you go. So you can do that. Now, to me, this is quite an intelligent eurorack module, because I don't know, I just kind of feel like it's not something that you see every day. It's kind of a different use of something that
it's smart.
Yeah, you could actually buy two of these and use them both as oscillators, or use one as an oscillator and one as an LFO. And for that price, $286, I feel like it's pretty well priced as well. 6 HP is a good size. It's only drawing 60 milliamps, Chris, on the minus and plus 12 volt rail. So it's a very low voltage job, this one. Yeah. Is it available? Yes, it is. In stock, orders are available now, according to the website Clock Face Modular, which is a Japanese place. We've talked about Center Village before, by the way, so they're not the first here. Yeah. Anyone want to comment on this? I'll bring. Who was missing? Ian's missing.
I've never heard of a module with phase lock loops in it. I know PLLs are used in portable radios a lot and stuff, but at least they were.
I use an algorithm that's phase lock loop in a lot of my my new and current and future modules. The concept is it's good for deriving tempo from a clock, which of course everything.
What's another module in the market that hasn't that you know of?
I can't name one.
You want to know what else has got phase lock loop? I looked at that. Yeah, I definitely looked at that.
Is there a dope for one that does that?
There was a few. So
yeah.
Oh really? Okay.
It's not unheard of. It's just pretty rare.
So there's quite a lot. There's the one that I think we talked about a lot was the Blue Lantern modules. Okay. The Luna. And they had also like a really complex oscillator called the Phobos. The Woggle Bug from Make Noise.
I have a Woggle Bug. Those are great.
Has phase lock loop facility in it. And the other one that a lot of people don't know about is Cosmos by Black Noise, which is a an analog sound computer, which is a really interesting module. And I actually started looking at this thing on Modular Grid going, what? This is friggin' cool, this thing. And then I wanted to find out more. But it's an older thing, and I don't know if it's still being made. But yeah, so there's quite a bit out there. Blue Lantern modules. We're going to talk about Blue Lantern modules in a minute, actually. So it's kind of good segue. Yeah. Right. Well, shall we do that? Why don't we? There we go. Let's look at that. What is this? Well, Chris, this is an ADSR.
It is indeed.
It's psychedelic too with the mushroom on.
I need to change this graphic because it says second suck of the Sav, but actually this is a version 3, so really it's third suck of the Sav.
We need a new graphic.
We need a new graphic. Anyway, it's a version 3.
We're going to need a bigger bolt. Yeah.
Need to have it all messed up because it's been sucked on too much. So.
Yeah. I love the little mushroom up the top, by the way. Anyway,
He's mushrooms on every one of his modules.
Correct. This, but just don't send them to country towns in Victoria. Anyway, this is an envelope generator version 3. He does update his digital stuff, and he does it kind of because, as you guys know, if you ever get involved into making or even building DIY eurorack, they use a lot of chips, and chips go out of production and you can't get them anymore, and then as a result of that, you've got to then, if you want to update this thing, you then find out, okay, if I update it and do a firmware update, I can't actually sell any more of these things because I can't make them. So what do? If it's a decent firmware update, I'll just make a new one. So this is basically their theory behind it. However, there is a fair bit going on here. It's a standard ADSR, and it has a time knob to alter the length of the stage or the loop. You can use this module to control, as modulation sources for anything you like. But when it's in loop mode, you can actually make it into an oscillator. It's audible.
Oh, cool.
So it's actually it's a sound generating device. Yeah.
Cool.
You can actually adjust the time and level with the CV as well. The switch on it, you've got linear or exponential mode, and also you can actually switch for normal one pass, gated mode, loop mode, and gated mode is a bit like loop mode, but it will only cycle with the gate signal patched. So there's kind of like a new added punched mode that he's added to the firmware, which is one of the things. Okay. Now you'll notice down the bottom, there's a little button, which is your little trigger. Yeah. I like that because it's like a big fat, I can't find it, bang, there's a trigger.
Oh, you don't like the little buttons then? Okay.
I do like little buttons, but that's good.
To smack something.
That's bold.
Smack that ADSR. Go on.
Yep, that's bold. Get it out there. Now, price-wise, $95 US is what's showing up on Modular Grid. And 8 HP, 21 milliamps on the plus and 13 milliamps on the neg. So there you go with that. So yeah, other than that, pretty basic. Now, they do have Blue Lantern modules have featured many times on our show with a lot of their modules. So hats off to them for keeping developing, and well done. I don't mind a third suck of the Sav. I'm just tongue-in-cheek about it, but we understand the pain that these developers have with trying to get gear out there when things stop getting made. So ask anyone who's tried to make an Ornaments and Crime.
Yeah, it seems to be the bleeding edge stuff that gets discontinued rather than the underpowered things.
Indeed. Well, yeah, I mean, you know about it more, Chris, because you're actually a manufacturer and use digital technology in your stuff, so you know a lot more about it than I do. But anyway, that's cool. I actually forgot to do a video. Shit. That's actually really bad of me. Can we go back? Can we go back to this?
Go back.
Yeah, and just do the video on the PLL VCO. That sounds like an excellent idea, Rance.
Sorry. Can we have a listen to it?
Sorry. Here we go.
There's your fifth.
It's like digital bagpipes.
Yeah, it is.
This is in LFO mode. Now we look at the clock divider.
Yeah, slower.
Anyway, like I said, pretty handy module, that one.
Pretty wild.
Yeah. Cool. Where were we? We were somewhere else here. Somewhere else there. Cool. All right, let's move on to the third thing. Sorry about forgetting about the video. These things happen. We're going to look at this. This is the Halo plane. This is a Coma / Passapartout duo. Passapartout. I don't know how you say it. There's actually two products there that are done by those guys.
It's probably French.
Probably. Not even going to try. But anyway, the
Passepartout.
Could be Passepartout. Yeah, Passepartout duo. Anyway, there's a Chroma plane and a Halo plane. When you get on a plane, you can say hello plane. No, these are unique electromagnetic synthesizers that are used as pickups. They're instruments that emphasize expression, intuition, and play. And I've got a video. This time I'm going to show the video before I start yapping. Here we go.
The Halo plane is a micro loop sampler and wavetable synthesizer. The instrument is truly multidimensional. It features 7 highly customizable electromagnetic fields that you can sculpt through sample recording and sound design, populate with wavetable synthesis, or employ as a USB audio controller. You play the surface with the same pickups that the Chroma plane uses, but you now have an even higher degree of expressivity and control. The Halo plane wirelessly connects to a companion app that acts as a display on any device of your choice. So what's next? We have 2 events coming up where you can learn more in detail about...
We'll talk about that with our stuff. So they are going to be showing this at Super Booth. So you can actually see this at Super Booth 26. So what it is a electromagnetic micro loop sampler. And, you know, basically you can use this device with those little paddle connections to create different sort of connections with the magnetic fields, and then that creates these kind of fields, and those fields modulating and doing other stuff like that. The other product that's there is that you can see in the photo is called the Chroma plane, and that's actually an analog synthesizer with 10 tunable fields. It's self-contained. Basically, you can create a whole bunch of chords with the electromagnetic oscillators, and above its surface you can play melodies by drawing above the surface or just creating drones with it, and a simple intuitive interface. So they will also be on display at Super Booth, and it's good that they've released it now because we can go, I want to check that out. I like it.
Yeah.
I tried the Chroma plane at Perfect Circuit. It's fun.
Yeah, Chroma plane's been out for a while, but this new thing, the Halo plane, the sampler, the micro loop sampler, it's new. The one on the right, that is.
It's funny to see them using those little suction cup things. I used this as a kid to record telephone calls. So
yeah, absolutely, yeah. Because it's like a little microphone in there.
It's a transducer.
Isn't it? Yeah, transducer. That's it. That's the word I was thinking of. Yeah. What do you guys think of this sort of stuff? It's a new way, right? It's a new, interesting way to. I think I was actually thinking of Ian when I saw this. To be honest with you.
Absolutely. I like this actually. I'd like to know how much it costs. Is there a price?
No, there's not.
Because I think it might be. I think it might be quite expensive.
Superbooth may be releasing at the price. There is an order now button, but that's for the Chroma plane. So you can buy the Chroma plane. So just to give you an idea of how much the Chroma plane costs, it's €398. So it's not as bad as you think. And that's for an analog synth.
Yeah. No, I like this. I think it's cool.
I would guess it would be similar or maybe even less because it's not as big.
Slightly cheaper because it's a bit smaller. Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know.
But no, I like it. Because it looked like, I mean, if the dots are where the main sensor is and you're moving around them, obviously there's 10 on the Chroma. On the first one. And the Halo plane's got 6 or 7.
It's got 7.
I think it's going to be a bit cheaper.
Yeah, 7. It's got 7
I think
points.
it's going to be a bit cheaper.
Yeah, it's hardware should be a bit lower.
What I'm interested in is
I definitely want to play with it.
See the knob on the top. It's actually the top left of the actual Halo plane, but in the picture it's bottom left, right? See how there's like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 little holes next to it?
Yeah.
I'm wondering what they are.
CV out.
That's what I'm thinking. Some sort of Anyway, you can sign up for this. I'll actually put the link in the chat now for you guys. You can sign up for this and grab an email and they'll send you some more information about it. But obviously you can get the Chroma plane now. It's been around for a while, hasn't it, Andy? It's probably been a while, like 4 or 5 years, I think, the Chroma plane.
Not that far, I don't think, but it's been out for a while, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I like Coma stuff. They're nice. I have the field kit, which is really fun to use. So.
What I like about Coma is they make a lot of alternative ways to produce music. So they're not stuck in some sort of traditional.
It's like a CVD beam. So if you like D beams, you get the Coma Commander.
Yeah, the Color Commander's good.
It's very cool.
We showed a Coma product not long ago. Was it last week, the week before? Not long ago, anyway. So
I think so. Yeah.
I would imagine Coma having a fair few things to show at Superbooth. So if you guys are going there, go check them out. I like this sort of stuff. This is for me. Probably I wouldn't buy it myself because I don't really work in that space where I'm out performing live and I'm wanting to show that I'm kind of this new agey sort of weird guy.
Coolly. You're not a cool kid.
I'm not a cool kid. But look, we'll see what happens at Superverse. Anyway, guys, put that in the back of your mind. Keep a bookmark in your head somewhere for that. Check out the Halo plane from Coma and
it's a kind of a extension of the Electro Sluice. You ever see one of those before? I think it was from Poland.
Nope.
I had one a long time ago. There's Electro Sluice 2. It had 2 little inductors on the tip, and it would read RF stuff. So you'd run it over your laptop, and it would generate audio from that. And it was wild. It was really great for sound sources for running through delays and reverbs and other effects. Really fun. Yeah. Just run it over your phone. You run it over your laptop.
I remember doing
anything that's electronic.
Either a Tandy or a J-Car. And you didn't have J-Car or Dick Smith. You had Tandy over, obviously, Andy.
Yeah,
I remember doing that. There was definitely a project which generated RF audio that I did as a project as a kid. And I used to piss my parents off with it because it made this sound.
Yeah, it's really fun. I had really fun when I was working at the laser company. I'd go through the labs, all these different high-powered equipment and the power panels, and I'd run around recording all this Electro Sluice stuff into a recorder, and then I ran it through effects later on when I got home. So
fabulous. Well,
cool.
Yeah.
Now we have made it through past the 1st of April. Haven't we? We got through it. But let me tell you, Erica Synths,
a few casualties.
Weren't they having some fun?
Yeah.
Hey?
They were, weren't they?
They were having some fun. Now, if you didn't catch this, I'm going to play you the video because it's hilarious, and I just want to tip my hat to Erica Synths because they went to a hell of a lot of effort to do this. And it's probably I actually think this is probably my favourite synth-related. I mean, either this or the Volca cassette from Korg. This or the Volca cassette. This has got to be my absolute favourite. Anyway, let's have a look at the video and you guys can tell me what you think afterwards. It's hilarious. It is hilarious. Now, I mean, some people are watching that and probably think,
Yeah.
what's so funny about that? It's a synth, isn't it? It's a drum machine, people.
Yeah.
It's a drum machine with keys. Come on, work it out.
I like the fact it said it had no batteries. The guy's playing on a bus. Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
funny.
yeah.
The video was hilarious. It's
There
so
are a lot
well
of
done.
clues, yeah.
There was lots and lots of
they've-
fun things in that.
They've actually made it though, haven't they? Because aren't they going to auction it off?
Yeah, they're gonna
Something
auction
about them
Yeah,
auctioning
yeah.
it off. Yeah.
Yeah, if you go have a look,
it
the
actually does
website's
exist.
still up. The website's still there. Go have a look. There's it's they kind of let you down. They let you down nicely. They kind of let. Here we go. I'll show you. They let you down
easy.
nicely. It's under the news section, isn't it? News. Sorry, let me get this up first. Here we go. Yeah, here we go. Let's have a look at this. So under the news section, click on news, and then this is the funny part here. Take me to the shop, right? This bit here. So you click on this, and it's like, you have been fooled. You tried to buy a drum machine with a keyboard. Think about that.
It's just look at yourself in the mirror.
Anyway, if you read down, this is what Ian was saying. They will be auctioning the prototype at this year's Super Booth for charity. The unit is actually fully functional. The keyboard actually properly routed using MIDI implementation for the Perkins 1.2 update. It is a unique piece, and there's only one in the world. So someone will actually have fun with that, I feel. But, geez, that's one of the best
commitment.
April Fools I have ever
that's
seen.
Serious commitment.
Although the MPC Keys has a keyboard, and it's mostly a drum machine. So
You laugh, but there's synthesizers in it. You naughty boy.
of course. Well, even if 808 can be used like a synthesizer because you're tuning all the stuff, right? So
The 808.
Yeah.
Well, technically, Chris and I would probably prefer a 909 synth
Yeah, we probably would.
because there's a lot more analog synths in that.
More oscillators.
More oscillators, more analog synths,
and samples.
more technology.
The oscillators in the toms, baby.
Yep. Yeah, you'd probably want to have a 909 synth, not an 808. Just saying.
Yeah.
If you have a look at the circuitry, you'll then be nodding your head going, he's right. Right,
Well,
that is
808
it.
Pretty simple. Sure.
That is it for the news, people. I hope you guys enjoyed that. See, I told you there was news, and you guys thought there was none because everyone's holding off until Super Booth, which is, by the way, how far away? We're about a month away, aren't we, from Super Booth? About a month?
I think so.
Yeah. So it's going to be slim pickings now for the next couple of weeks. But I do feel the ramp of slowly early releasing is probably about to happen now. I mean, Coma's release is an early release with the Haloplane. A lot of Eurorack stuff I'll still grab and show you when I can. But I do think there'll be some new releases coming out in the next couple of weeks. Is there any rumours you guys have heard that you want to discuss before we switch over to the next seg? Anything that you think is going to be shown at Super Booth? Don't break your NDA if you've got one.
I haven't got one. I know nothing.
No, I haven't heard a whisper. But I don't have my finger on the pulse like some people do.
Finger on the pulse.
I don't actually have a pulse. That's what my doctor said the other day.
Oh, yeah.
No,
I do have
get the
one.
defibrillator. No. We should get stuck into the rest. Daren is so happy about the Erica synths.
He's left.
He's left. He's gone and told
He's
the
gone,
wife,
yeah.
I want to buy
He's
this.
gone out to buy one.
I'm booking
Yes,
my
he's
flights to
he's going-
Superbooth.
He's
He didn't
driving
click the
straight.
order yet to see that it's a joke, so it's the.
Who's due though? I mean, Roland had to put the TR1000 out, so we know that they've probably got something coming. I don't know. Korg have been busy. Roland have been busy. Sequential and Oberheim, all those guys have been busy recently over the recent years. Moog have been busy. So who's due? Wags reckons IK Multimedia probably are due for something. Maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah, they haven't done anything.
Well, I've heard
quiet.
from
It's the Udo 3 or whatever it is.
Yeah, could be.
Mark 3 or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Udo 8. Udo.
Well, Arturi needs to make a polyfreak at some point.
Yeah, maybe. They've been busy too,
Yeah.
don't forget.
Yeah.
Arturi have been busy too with their other stuff that they've done. They've been really busy. Well, towards the end of last year was when they got quite busy with a lot of their software. So obviously they released the analog vintage collection and all that sort of stuff. So, yeah. Maybe they're due for hardware, I'm not sure. Yeah.
Maybe a Polybrute 1024. Because people liked the Polybrute 12. 1024 oscillators. Surely
You can
it's a
never
winner.
have enough oscillators.
Exactly.
All I remember is, you guys remember Sam obviously from Look Mum No Computer, right? And he did that 1000 oscillator thing. Do you guys remember that?
Yeah.
And in the end, what he said was, "Guys, I've just created a noise. I've just created a noise sample."
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
Yes. At a certain point in complexity, everything just sounds like noise to the human ear.
Yeah. You can detune 1000 oscillators and you've just got a noise. Just got some white noise. Isn't it lovely?
Oh,
All right.
Here he is. Look who came to join
There he
us.
is. Welcome
Hello,
back,
Daren.
mate.
Have you booked your flights to
Good day.
Superbooth, mate?
Yes, they're on. So my week's been all right, actually. Oh, we've done that.
He's being very Pacific right now, people.
Exactly.
Has it been a game?
Oh,
I love it.
I just flew back. The world's in chaos.
I hate to break it to Big Hairy Crank in the chat. You might be a little bit delayed on the stream. You might want to click the live button, mate.
Click the live button.
Click the live button, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where is
I
it?
don't
He
think
just
that one
wants to
works out. He's got
participate.
he's-
Down
Yeah.
there, mate.
You're
Down
welcome.
there.
You're welcome, mate.
We look after you, see?
Yeah.
Right now, what you should be seeing, if you're seeing this and it's too late, right now what you should be seeing, see, look, I'll actually show you that your chat is delayed. Look, there it is there. See? Look, it even says it. Look, I'll even get the mouse to highlight it. There we go. Look at that. Ooh. Jeez, I'm good. Hey? Right. Anyway, we are going to do some price watching. Here we go. Vicky. Catch a boat, mate. Here we go. We're going to start with Happy 404 Day. Eh? Happy 404 Day, Andy, where you can buy a 404 for 2,897 Australian dollars. By the way, that's still about £1,400, Ian. That's still £1,400. I don't know if you know, but SP 404s are probably more like about £400 to buy,
Yeah,
brand
exactly.
new.
I had a 303. Yeah.
Although what you don't know, those are Mogami cables that comes with. They're very expensive. So
I know, but I used to work in a hi-fi store when I was a kid, and I'm not even. Don't even go there about speaker cables.
Well,
Don't
I'm with you, Ranz.
go there.
monster
Yeah,
cable, monster
it's
It's
cable.
all-
free copper,
Crazy.
man. It's
all
all about
fake.
fucking free copper.
Yeah.
Oxygen free.
Oxygen
Yeah.
gets blocks the electrons,
55.
stops it from getting the best clarity.
Look, Andy
All
loves
solid, you name it.
Andy loves listings like this because it's got the I'm the best eBay
You get the
lister
awards.
awards.
Yeah.
It's got everything going for
yeah.
it. The ribbon
You know
across
what?
the back left.
That's
Yeah.
where I'm going wrong. I'm missing the awards on
You're
my,
not putting the awards on,
my
mate.
eBay.
Yeah.
I'm not selling that. I'm not selling enough, am I?
Best.
I like how the SD card is.
Best.
Yeah.
Look how big the SD card is compared to the 404.
I saw.
Warning, picture not to scale.
It's a good one, Andy. I saw a listing like this the other day with the shield. It was nothing to do with synths, so I couldn't share it on the show. But I was looking at all the shields, best, number one, all this sort of stuff, all over the listing, and then I looked at how many sales this guy had. 0 sales.
No.
I'm like, yes.
He needs a green check mark. He'll get lots of sales. Just watch.
Yeah. All right. Well, we are going to go. That's what we're going to do for that one. Next, Ian's going to disappear for a second. Actually, why don't we do this? Before I do Ian, making him disappear, that is. Don't get hopes.
Ouch.
There we go. Ian, you can stay down there.
Right.
Here we go.
Don't
I'm
dissolve
down
so
here.
you can dissolve him out.
Oh, now I have to
All right, let's go to the
Nobody
next one.
puts Ian in a corner.
I thought you guys...
Yeah.
I thought you guys would absolutely love this, that you can actually buy the SP404SX manual for $18. I thought, geez, this is a bargain.
Wow.
This is a bargain, guys.
You
Ian,
get it for free.
stop it. You don't, do you?
Yeah.
You know what's funny? You know what's funny about that?
ridiculous.
I have the SX, and it didn't come with this. This is obviously reprinted from a PDF and bound and to be sold.
Yeah.
Mine didn't have this,
You're going to have to buy it,
so
mate.
it's even worse because he actually printed it for free. Got it for free. Printed it.
Yeah.
And he's trying to make money off it. So,
I'm
Cost
actually
him
stuck.
$18 to
I'm in the
print
wrong
it.
Killed
business.
some trees in the process.
It's cost him $18 a print. I'm in the wrong. I've got a binding machine out the back. I should make it go to use.
There you
Print
go.
some SP404 manuals. Sell them for $17. Undercut this guy. Hey? Yeah.
Yeah.
Business.
you could
but
put a little
postage,
text.
have you seen-
The missing manual, right? So,
Yeah. Rare.
Yeah, but have you seen the postage?
Oh.
$22.
Andy,
All the secrets.
it doesn't have the shields on there. The best listing.
Yeah.
Oh, this guy's missed
Yeah.
a trick. He's missed a trick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
when he's done.
You've
Nobody's
been...
going to take him seriously without those.
Nah, no one's going to take him.
Also, look at the shipping.
Yeah, I know.
It's
know.
the shipping's more than the unit.
Yeah.
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 But it's two best friends.
Because we are having a fuel crisis, people.
Yeah, exactly.
That's true.
The fuel
Don't-
is
That's
in
true, yeah,
crisis.
that's-
Don't print out manuals, people. Just leave them on your computer and let the electrons do the work. Next, we are going to get ourselves a Korg VC10 vintage vocoder. I've shown one of these before, but $3,000 Aussie is about £1,500.
Yeah.
What's about 1,700, 1,800 US, something around there.
Yeah.
Yeah. There could be a Trump tariff on this. It's 117 volts. So I'm thinking this is a Japan one, isn't it? Japan doesn't. I don't know if I can see anything. Ends in the way.
Sorry. Apologies.
Look, free local pickup from
It's Australia.
Gosford.
Oh, it's in
Gosford, that's
Australia.
Victoria, isn't it?
Yeah.
West
Wow.
Gosford.
Fantastic.
You're
Let's-
close.
Not really. It's
Ah,
like
right.
it's like driving from New York to Los Angeles. Yeah, it's a pretty similar comparison.
Only more kangaroos and a lot more dust.
Yeah, lots of fuel being burnt. Yes.
Yes, lots of swearing.
Don't take your mum
Sleep waking up.
across the middle of Australia. She has to
Without
stop
taking water.
at every single toilet that there is known to mankind. Far out. That's another story for another day. Anyway, get a vocoder, India people. There we go. That one's okay. I don't know if it's worth the money, but that's okay.
I don't think it is really. I mean, I was.
I think it is.
I've only ever played with the VC10 once. I was slightly underwhelmed, but it's a long time.
Oh yeah,
ago.
they aren't the best vocoders. That's for sure.
It's supposed to come with that big flexible metal thing with the
Yeah,
mic. Is
Yeah,
that what it is?
microphone.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it goes. In
I
the top.
couldn't see it in this
gooseneck.
listing. I couldn't see it.
Gooseneck,
Yeah, couldn't see it in the listing. So yeah, missing in the listing.
Mm.
Disappointed I was.
Shouldn't be that much then. Should be cheaper.
Yeah. It's somewhere in Gosford, in New South Wales. It's somewhere.
It's a landfill.
skip.
somewhere,
Yeah. Someone's flogged his gooseneck.
The shed, yeah.
You got to stop flogging the goosenecks, people, in Gosford. Right, next we are going to look at the Yamaha CS60, the vintage analog polyphonic synthesizer. Wow. Wow. Look at the price of these now.
This is probably one that Kent's fixed, is it? Is he in the chat still?
I don't know. He doesn't love me anymore.
He's done all of them, most of them.
Wow, the postage for that one is crazy. I know they're heavy, but jeez.
800.
I'm just trying to find out where that thing was. Hang on, let me get the link. It is in London. It could be a Kent job. That actually may even be Kent's sneaker on the right hand side there. We're not sure. Kent is not here to defend himself, so we're going to say it's Kent's sneaker. That's what we're going to say.
What's behind there is not Kent's studio.
Yeah, but he
I
visited.
can tell you that, having been.
He was
Yeah, well,
visiting.
he could have done. Yeah,
Dropped it off.
yeah, could be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me read it. It has the original manual and stand. It comes with the original Yamaha carry case, and it's just been serviced by the best pro synth tech for these in the UK. So obviously, it didn't go to Kent then. Just kidding. Working perfectly and sounds as you expect. Fantastic condition for its age. Hi, Kent. International buyers, please message me for a shipping quote. The guy's name is Bartho. Bartho. Wonder if he's I wonder if that's Nick Batt's
Not a
alter.
nickname.
Yeah, because Nick lives in Bath. That's Nick's alter ego.
He does. He does.
Bartho. Nick, what are you doing? Selling the
I can't see-
CS64.
No, I can't. I can't see Nick. doing
Guys,
that.
what type of desk is behind it? Come on. You guys can check it. What type of desk is behind that?
Spirit. It's a spirit
Is it?
something. I don't know. It's too small on my screen.
Yeah, it's mine too.
God, you whinge.
Studio Logic.
You guys
I don't know.
whinge
Give us
so
a full
much.
screen image. For God's sakes. Just oh yeah, that's
Make
much
it
better.
bigger.
You know what? I'm actually going to do one better. I'm actually going to get the listing
Yeah.
up. Yeah.
Oh,
Because you guys whinged, so stuff you. I'm going to get the listing up. Yep. We'll leave that there, and then we'll go across to here. I don't want to sign in. Piss off. Patch Cable wants to sign in. No, Patch Cable, stop taking over my show. Bloody hell.
Dennis, don't do that, Dennis.
What the hell? His name probably is Dennis. Right, here we go. What desk is that? I can even do this for you, Chris.
I have no idea.
I'm drawing a blank. I do
What about on the
remember
right
one of
there?
those.
Oh, it's got a keyboard.
Yes.
It's got the keyboard. There's a hint giveaway. It's got the keyboard. Come on, people.
Wouldn't have the keyboards.
Oh, we've got something up
Well, that's
there.
just a Mac
that?
Avid keyboard on top of it.
Nah.
Some special
Yeah.
keyboard.
There's another picture here.
I
With
don't use enough fancy discs to know.
Someone's got the Juno connected. They've got
Parts,
parts,
music.
music,
You know, yeah.
bass, acoustics.
Box.
Yeah, Jupiter's there. Jupiter's taken up 2 spots, as it should. Jupe bits. Fantastic.
It's good fun looking at people's
Oh,
scribble strips.
Show us your front end. God, get them out, eh? What are you doing down there, Ian? Stop hogging the show.
sorry.
Yeah, what the hell? I'm busy looking at the other screen, and you're like, we used to have a dog, right? Ian, you're not a dog. I'm not saying you're a dog, but we used to have a dog. I swear to God, our dog. It was an outside dog, and you'd take a photo somewhere in the house, and if there was a window, a dog would be in every single photo.
Just like me. I mean, every.
It was a Jack
I'm
Russell.
just
Ian.
like Where's Waldo?
I'm just so needy. That's what it is. Just
Yeah,
needy.
yeah. You just need no. It's just me because I'm a bad host and I don't know. Can't remember to turn your photo off. Right. There we go. CS60. What would you buy this week, guys? The Roland SP404 for an exuberant. Well, I can't even remember how much it was now.
Nah.
Or the owner's manual, or the vocoder, or the CS60 for another exuberant amount of money.
CS60, obviously.
You'd buy that and have a little cry in the corner because you.
I would.
Yeah. Think.
Well,
shit,
no, I'd leave
just
it
got
at Ken's
ripped
and
off.
just get him to fix it
bloody
all the
mixing
time.
desk was.
The mixing
But
desk
nobody
may
wants that
even be
manual
cheaper.
that's printed out. You got to get the manual that's printed out.
It's the fuel. The fuel, Andy. We're really sensitive
Fuel.
right now.
Fuel.
Be careful. We're really sensitive about fuel. Like
Oh,
at the moment,
yeah.
you guys don't even know what it's like to have fuel prices in your country, bloody Trump. We go to the petrol station and the guy out the front, he doesn't even let us sniff anymore. We're not even allowed to. He charges us to have a sniff.
Yeah, you can't get onto the forecourt. They got barriers up so that you can't stand there and
Yep, can't sniff it.
sniff
Yeah,
it.
no free huffing,
we
you
always
gotta
used
pay.
to stand around
Yeah.
in a big. We always used to stand in a big ring around the survey station and just have a good sniff. Can't do that anymore.
Yeah,
Buy an electric car. That's the answer.
Trump will probably put a tariff on sniffing soon. So there's that. You buy an electric car. Geez, have you heard? Have you honestly heard what's happened to electric cars? So in your country, it's probably the same. I would not be surprised if it's the same in your country. So in Australia, they literally can't make them quick enough to get them here. That's how bad it's going. There's people that I know that work in the industry, and they're saying their orders are up like 300-400%. So let's say maybe they sold 50. If let's say they sold 50 in January, right? In February they sold 200, right?
Yeah,
And
that's a good
then
way of putting it.
that's just an example, right? So if you were a business and you were quite happy selling 50 cars a month, at the rates you were, little local Chinese EV, distributor, you're selling 50 cars a month, you'd be happy with that, with the amount that you're making on profit on those, and then all of a sudden you're selling 200 a month. You'll be like,
So you get all the Chinese cars there, right?
we get
You
them
all
all.
the different brands.
Yeah, we get
BYD, Beijing.
What's that one? The most famous one starts with a J. It's the
Red
biggest.
Flag?
The biggest selling EV in China. So we're getting that now here, and I'm like,
Red Flag is like a luxury. I've been in China. It was amazing.
They
It
are
was like
cheap.
$15,000 car.
They are so cheap.
Is it
JQ, that's it.
They blocked them
Jack
from
it.
here.
Yep.
Everyone's afraid of
BYD.
competition here, so they blocked all the Chinese ones.
Yeah, I know they have because Tesla
Yeah,
want to be the
exactly.
big guns. Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to.
We still need the infrastructure.
Inferior
here.
cars.
Still, the infrastructure's still not quite right.
No.
I've been in the
Hybrid's the
my
way
friend
to go
Jason's
if
got
you want to do
electric
the
car.
thing.
Well, Toyota,
Yeah,
I still
exactly.
think Toyota are doing the right thing. Toyota making the hybrid still, and
The hybrid,
they're
yeah.
doing well.
We nearly bought one.
Whoa,
When we bought our last.
This is Saturday Sonority.
Yeah, actually, you're right, Darren.
Oh yeah.
No, Darren's
yeah.
Darren's
I know.
he's given me a
He's on the
slap on the wrist.
He's on the pulse. On the pulse.
You know what we're going to do, Darren? You're absolutely right. We are going to do two things before we get into the Saturday Sonority. The first thing we're going to do, Darren, you should know the answer to this. What do you think it's going to be?
Well, it's going to have to be a synth quiz.
There you go. He's right. Synth quiz clue number 2. He's on the money.
Where's my phone?
And we've got some guesses up here. Right. There we go. We've got some guesses happening already, people. Now, let's have a look at clue number 2. Clue number 2 is this one. Scope.
Ooh.
Are you guys feeling vindicated with your guesses yet, people?
I think they're on the money, actually, if I'm honest.
Well,
So I think they're definitely on the money.
there's your quiz. Now, Ian, crack your knuckles.
Oh yes, sir.
Yes, crack your knuckles. What happened to my thing? Here we go.
Arthritis.
All
Chris, you nearly pressed it, didn't you?
Welcome to the 4th of April, people. So, starting in 1913, born on this day, is American blues musician Muddy Waters. Now, in the early 50s, Waters and his band recorded several blues classics: Hoochie Coochie Man, I'm Ready, I Just Want to Make Love. The Rolling Stones named themselves after his song Rolling Stone, and his music influenced, hang on, my iPad's playing up already, and his music influenced people like Eric Clapton, Led Zeppelin's Whole Lot of Love. Apparently is lyrically based on Muddy Waters' You Need Love. And bless him, he died in his sleep from a heart failure on the 30th of April 1983, aged only 70.
It's too young.
It is too young, actually, yeah. Jumping to 1928, but also born on this day, was film composer Monty Norman. Now, we probably don't know who Monty Norman is. I didn't know until I started researching this. He's best known for composing the James Bond theme.
Ah, yes, the original one.
Yeah, the original one. So first heard in 1962 in Dr. No. The Bond theme was recorded on the 21st of June in 62 using 5 saxophones, 9 brass instruments, a solo guitar and a rhythm section. The original recording the theme was played by Vic Flick. Now, Vic Flick, in my understanding, was a 1950s sort of, he was a guitar guy, really, you know. Anyway, he used a 1939 English Clifford Exit Paragon Deluxe guitar for our guitar fans out there. I've never heard of one. He did have it plugged into a Fender Vibrolux amplifier, and he was paid a lot of money to do it, to record it. He was paid a one-off fee of £6 for recording the thing, you know. So I think he should have negotiated more, shouldn't he? Anyway, Monty Norman died aged 94 in July 2022.
Wow, that's good
also
innings.
Born on this day. Yeah, good. Yeah, so 1939, Danny Thompson. Now, those of you that don't know, Danny Thompson was an English multi-instrumentalist, best known as a double bass player. And during his musical career, he played with various musicians, including Richard Thompson, Alex Corner's Blues Band. He was particularly known for working with John Martin, the Scottish singer-songwriter, he worked for him for years and years and years. They were big drinking buddies, apparently. But he's also worked with people like Paul Weller, Kate Bush, Rod Stewart, T-Rex. Again, he died in September 2025, aged 86. Jumping to 1946, another born on this day, the very wonderful Dave Hill, guitarist from the English rock band Slade. Now, I grew up with Slade, and Dave Hill. I mean, Dave Hill is just great, actually. The whole of Slade are great. Scored 17 consecutive top 20 hits, 6 number ones in the UK. Became the most successful British band of the 70s based on record sales alone. And we then jumped to 1948, born on this day, Pick Withers, drummer for the English rock band, somebody called Dire Straits. Now, I saw Dire Straits' second tour, I think it was. Sultans of Swing might have just come out, or it was around that sort of time. He played on the first 4 albums, which are Sultans of Swing, Romeo and Juliet, Private Investigations. But he also played drums for Bob Dylan in 1979 on the album Slow Train Coming.
Brooksy's favorite band, right?
Yeah, he hates them.
Absolutely. In fact, I think did I give Brooksy a copy of one of the Dire Straits albums. It may well have been Brothers in Arms, because that's the one I would definitely.
He hates that one the
to
most,
give
I
him.
think. Yeah.
I'm sure. If I didn't do it, I meant to do it. I know that. Yeah, we had a long conversation about. I tried to put him right. I failed miserably. There's absolutely nothing wrong with Dire Straits. Yeah,
Mark Knopfler's amazing.
The early albums are really. The early albums are really good. Actually, solo albums are really good as well. No synthesizers on the solo albums though. Jumping to 1956, Elvis Presley played the first of 2 nights in San Diego Arena in California. The local police chief issued a statement saying, if Elvis, I'm not doing the accent, I'm sorry, I'm not doing the accent, but if Elvis ever returns to this city, he's northern, and performs like he did, he would be arrested for disorderly conduct. So I quite like that. 1958,
Pelvis, yeah.
nothing to do with music, but the CNN peace symbol was displayed for the first time in London. And it was a march against nuclear weapons, which was held between London and Aldermaston, the home of the Ministry of Defence Atomic Weapons Establishment. Jumping to 1960, RCA Victor Records announced that they would release all singles in mono and that newfangled stuff called stereo, and they would mix them simultaneously. The label, which set the new standard for industrial standard, launched the rollout with Elvis Presley's Stuck on You. 1964, the Beatles' Can't Buy Me Love single went to number 1 and stayed at number 1 in 5 weeks in the US charts. But not only that, they also occupied the first 5 places on the Billboard 100.
Yep.
So below
this.
Can't Buy Me Love was Love Me Do was at number 2. Their cover of Chuck Berry's Roll Over Beethoven, number 3. Wanna Hold Your Hand was 4, and Please Please Me was number 5, which I have to say was pretty impressive, isn't it? So clearly, the Beatlemania was definitely in full swing in 1964. Yep. Yeah,
that was it.
Yeah. 1967,
And all the bands
Jimi
are
Hendrix
since,
Experience.
yes.
Yeah. So 1967, Jimi Hendrix Experience, Walker Brothers, Engelbert Humperdinck. Who doesn't love the fantastic Engelbert Humperdinck?
Oh, my old man.
So
loved
cheesy, you could put him with a cracker. Yeah, and Cat Stevens. They played 2 shows in the Bournemouth Winter Gardens. Usually not a million miles from me, Bournemouth. It's only an hour away.
Yeah.
The Jimi Hendrix. This is I'm not so sure about this.
It's close to you now.
Hendrix Experience. It is. Yeah. So the Jimi Hendrix Experience also was special guest on the first edition of the UK's BBC D-Time. Now I don't remember D-Time because this is 67. But what it said in here when I researched it was that Kiki D was also on the show along with Cat Stevens. I would have said it was a bit early for Kiki D. Wasn't she the sort of mid to late 70s? Kiki D, Elton John, and all that.
But what's the relevance with Kiki D and D-Time? Is there any relevance to that, or is that pure coincidental? Okay, pure coincidental.
Yeah, I think it was Simon D's TV show. He was a radio DJ over here. He did blot his copybook later on, but we won't go there. But I think that's maybe that's a miss. Well, I didn't have time to really research it, but I thought it just seemed a bit early to me for Kiki D to be 1967.
Well, Ian, I think it's just a waste of 2 letters, really. You work it out.
Absolutely. Yeah. 1968, this is probably the most important thing that happened today. 1968, the US civil rights leader Martin Luther King was assassinated by James Earl Ray at the Lorraine Motel in Memphis, Tennessee. Riots then did break out in over 100 cities on this day following the assassination, which is pretty horrendous, isn't it, really? Back to music, we jumped to 1970. You might not have heard of this band, but there was a pub rock band called Brinsley Swartz, and they were certainly on the up. So on this day, Brinsley Swartz promotional company sent 133 UK journalists by plane to New York to see the band support Van Morrison at the Fillmore East. It cost £120,000 or $204,000 at the time. The event turned into disaster. The group were planning to leave a few days earlier to rehearse, but were denied visas on a technicality. They finally arrived the morning of the show, and the plane carrying the journalists developed a mechanical failure, delaying the flight. The journalists, who were drinking all the way through the flight, arrived 18 hours late. They did see the show. They were all hungover. Brinsley Swartz gave a very underwhelming performance, and the resulting was floods of scathing reviews. Could be while Brinsley Swartz never really made it. I mean, Brinsley Swartz had Nick Lowe, who, let's face it, Nick Lowe did all right out of it. Great songwriter. Also on this day, 1973, the World Trade Center opened in New York, and we know what happened to that. It was at the time the tallest building with 110 stories, and obviously later destroyed in 9/11 attack. 1975, Microsoft is founded as a partnership between Bill Gates, and Paul
That's
Allen.
his brother.
It's his brother, yeah, Gil Gates, yeah. To develop and sell basic interpreters for the Altari 8800, which is apparently it was widely regarded as the first commercially successful personal computer. Bit before mine, not really, but
Altair's a piece of junk,
yeah. Also today, apparently Steve Miller, and I have seen Steve Miller supporting the Who, but that's a different story. Steve Miller was arrested today for burning his girlfriend's clothes. Enough said about that, really.
Wow.
We won't mention digital, though, will we, Ian? Because you really skim past the Bill Gates thing. We won't mention digital at all because we don't need to know. They're still chasing. They're still chasing him. Well, you know, Microsoft stole a whole bunch of stuff from digital.
Well, they stole the operating system from the guy who made CPM. So
yeah.
No, I mean Bill Gates is. Let's face it. He's been. Didn't Melissa divorce him because of Jeffrey Epstein? Because he went to see.
That's one of the reasons.
Apparently. Yeah. So anyway,
there's a whole bunch of other conspiracy theories there. Yeah, that can be for Saturday Sonority. Yeah,
absolutely. So 1976, the Sex Pistols played the first night of a residency at the El Pasadena Club in Soho, London. Now, have I told you the fact that I've seen the Sex Pistols?
Mm-hmm.
I went to see the Sex Pistols when they played Scarborough, and I actually walked out because I was really bored. They weren't very good.
He got pissed a lot. That guy. He got really drunk.
He did. They just weren't really a great band at the time live. You know, I think Never Mind the Bollocks is a great record, but the vinyl version is not the CD. But no, they just weren't very good when I saw them on that tour. 1981, Bucks Fizz won the Eurovision Song Contest, held in Dublin, and we know it was the UK entry was Making Up Your Mind Up. And of course, this year, Sam Battle is going to win it again. Yeah, we hope.
Yeah, absolutely.
It would be nice to see. I mean, let's face it, his song's bonkers enough to be up there. If I'm honest, I don't think it will win, but I'd like to see it
block
top 10.
Well, let me tell you, it's much better than the Australian submission.
Oh, really?
That wouldn't be hard though.
Bucks Fizz Making Your Mind Up was, I believe, was written in one of the reviews as being the perfectly crafted single of all time.
I can't believe that. I mean, it's not, is it?
These things, I always laugh when I read these things, right? But I remember it at the time. The perfectly created single of all time. What the hell are they talking about?
I mean, I think Bucks Fizz did some good singles later on after they'd done the Eurovision thing. Some of those songs, are really quite good. I have got a greatest hits of Bucks Fizz, but we won't talk about that. I think they won the Eurovision because they ripped girls' skirts off. Other opinions are available.
I'm not going to be arguing about that. That one's fine with me.
No.
As PC as I can be.
Yeah. So that was up to 1981. 1982, Layla was the first. Was in the singles chart again for the second time. Originally featured on the Derek and the Dominoes album Layla and Other Assaulted Love Songs in November 1970. It was inspired by
George Harrison.
Clapton's then unrequited love for Pattie Boyd, who was the wife of George Harrison. I do believe he eventually won her over, didn't he? And she left poor old George.
Yeah.
And I don't believe it survived as a relationship. But anyway.
Well, Eric said he's a better guitar player.
It was, well, he is. Sorry, but he is. Anyway. Also, on this day, 1984, this isn't real, by the way, people, but Winston Smith, in Orwell's novel 1984, began his secret diary in defiance of the totalitarian government of Oceania. So,
sex crime.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you really think so?
Actually,
don't you love...
Now he's talking great soundtrack album.
Absolutely. Don't you love the metaphors of the razor blade in that novel?
Yeah.
That is insane. Like, how he come up with that? That is insane.
there's a really good. There's one taken from Julia's perspective, which is called Julia. It was out 2 or 3 years ago. I mean, the lady, I can't remember who the author was, the female author. She wrote it very much in the style of Orwell, and it's a really, really good book. It's really definitely worth a read. Jumping ahead to 1988, the last broadcast of the British soap opera Crossroads. Now, for those of you not in the UK, I had to suffer the Crossroads with my mother watched it over tea every bloody night. Now, Crossroads did get interesting towards the end because they were desperately looking for new ideas. And Crossroads had a recording studio in the basement of the Crossroads Motel. They never produced any good music out of it, but they did put a recording studio in the Crossroads Motel. Jumping ahead to 1994, back to computer stuff, Netscape Communications was founded as Mosaic Communications, and what happened to them? 1999, Irish folk pop band The Cause, seeing them do a good live. Saw their second album, Talk on Corners, reached #1 in the UK charts for the 10th time since it's released 2 years earlier. One of the Cause, one of the girls, lives the next town to me. She lives in Bruton. I've seen her house from outside. Not that I stalk her or anything.
Yeah, but they're not doing anything these days, those guys.
No, absolutely not. They're not even their own cover band, are they? I don't think they're doing.
Yeah, they're not
else.
doing any. They're not doing anything.
Jump to 2008. Procol Harum singer Gary Brooker won back full royalty rights from the band's worldwide hit "A Whiter Shade of Pale" at a London court appeal. The decision overturned a 2006 ruling that the organist Matthew Fisher was entitled to 40% portion of the royalties for the 67 hit after he argued that he'd written the song's original organ melody. The court ruled that there was an excessive delay in the claim being made nearly 40 years after the song was recorded. So you needed to apply earlier than that, didn't it? Really.
I mean, I agree with that. I think waiting 40 years or to get on your ass, get off your ass, and whinge about it.
Suspect.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you do it within a if the band splits up and then you do it while the band's together, and you try and talk about it, don't you? You sort it out then.
Matt Fisher's just a Karen. He's just a Karen.
Just a Karen.
Yep.
So 2013, former Rolling Stone bassist Bill Wyman turned himself into the British police today after reports emerged suggesting he began a sexual relationship with his second wife, Mandy Smith, when she was 14 years old. After a brief meeting, the authorities decided not to pursue the charges. I saw a photograph of him. He married her at 18, and he was 54.
Yeah.
And I have to say, it was slightly creepy.
Hope first yet.
Slightly.
You speak for yourself. Also, this day,
Jeffrey Epstein's on the phone.
Yeah. 2016, it was reported that David Bowie had dominated the UK album charts for the first quarter of 2016. Bowie, that's because he passed away, sadly. Bowie had most entries with 6 albums in the top 40 after fans sought his music in the wake of his death in January, with the final album, Black Star, becoming the second best-selling album of the year so far. I did buy Black Star. I didn't buy it right away when Bowie died, but I bought it later, really. I just generally couldn't listen to it at the time. I was very moved by, probably more than any other, famous singer, really, when Bowie died. Jump into 2019. I didn't even know this guy had a fashion brand, but anyway, apparently Liam Gallagher's Pretty Green fashion brand, who bought that, was rescued from administration by JD Sports Group. It was reported that they were keeping a flagship store in Manchester. Is it still open, Daren?
Darren goes there every day.
Of the other store.
Every day.
It's a big fan.
11 of the other stores and 33 concessions in the house.
He high fives Liam through the door.
Yeah.
Oh, God, yes.
97 jobs.
He goes, "Hey, Liam, park bench." But Liam goes, "Shit, yeah, let's go to the park bench."
Yeah.
Well, bus
Apparently,
bench,
Pretty Green was
D.T.H
founded.
caps.
Let him go. Keep it. Let him go.
So Pretty Green was founded in 2009 by Gallagher and was named after a song by the Jam. So he couldn't name it after one of his brother's songs.
Yeah.
He had to name it after the Jam. Also on this day, 2022, Elon Musk buys 9.2% of Twitter stock, making him the company's largest shareholder. Now, what did he do with that stock?
I wonder.
2024, a rare 1938 copy of the comic Action Comics #1 that first introduces Superman sells for a record $6 million at auction. That's pretty good, isn't it? Also in 2024, Pop House, the Swedish entertainment company founded by ABBA's Björn Ulveson, announced that they had acquired the music catalogue, including master recordings and publishing rights, and the name and likeness of Kiss.
Yep.
For $300 million dollars. Sorry, $300 million. Pop House said they are planning to use. I hope they don't do this. I really do. Pop House said they are planning to use the deal to create a live music show featuring avatars of the members of Kiss, similar to the ABBA Voyager. That's one I won't be going to.
Yeah, no, we'll give that a miss, eh?
Yeah, that's
I'm
that's
assuming
not a good
person.
idea.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Leave it alone.
So,
Gene will be
please.
poking his tongue out.
lastly, the charts haven't changed that much. UK singles charts. We've got Rain Me by Sam Fender and Olivia Dean still there, but new album we've got Ray with This Music Must Contain Hope. Ray's okay, nice voice, not my thing really. Top film everywhere, all in here, USA and Australia, is Project Hail Mary, which we are going to see this evening at 7:00 at the Walthamstow Cinema. USA single, you've got a new single, new #1 with Swim by BTS, but the album's the same. It's still the BTS album. Ari Rang. Australia still in love with Olivia Dean and Sam Fender, and still in love with BTS and Ari Rang. And that was this day today.
Yay!
I can close my laptop now. Thank you. Eat the fish.
You brought up
Everybody's
Muddy
favourite
Waters.
segment.
There's a fun story about Muddy Waters. You know, Billy Gibbons from ZZ Top. When they were going to knock down Muddy Waters' old house, he went and pulled a plank out of it and built a guitar out of it.
Oh, right. That's cool. Shouldn't have
getting back to Pick Withers, because Andy's watching the show, and I just wanted to continue on with Dire Straits just for Andy. Jeff Porcaro.
I love
Jeff Porcaro. You guys heard of Jeff Porcaro?
Jeff
Porcaro. He's a brilliant drummer, and he actually
he's not a keyboard player at all. Porcaro Shuffle. Is that right?
He's a drummer. He's a session drummer.
He's a great drummer.
He played the drums on the Dire Straits album On Every Street, and if you listen, I don't know if you've ever listened to that album, but there's absolutely drums all over it. Like, it's insane amount of drums, like more drums than Dire Straits would normally have. And I feel like if you look at the era of Dire Straits, I feel like when Pick Withers was doing the drums, they were really good. And then there was this period where the drums weren't. And then there was On Every Street, where it was just incredible. So if you are into drums, I know, Chris, you love drums. You're a bit of a drum boy. Go and have a listen to On Every Street. Especially the actual song. That actual song, On Every Street.
I've got most of their albums. I'm not sure if I can still listen to it on Apple Music. When I went to see Dire Straits, I saw them at York University in Alcuin Dining Room. So they weren't the band that they became, and there was probably only about 50 of us there.
Yeah.
So there was not a lot. They were great. They were absolutely brilliant, But yeah, there wasn't many. They weren't the popular band that they became at that point. So it's fairly early on. It might have been. I don't even know if Songs of Swing had come out, but it was around maybe
77 would have been 78, right. Somewhere around there. Yeah.
I mean, they did eventually knock down Alcuin Dining Room. Nothing to do with them, but they rebuilt the college at York Uni.
Can't remember. There's another guy, Ilsley or something, in the band. Ilsley.
Oh, he's the John Ilsley. He's the bass
John
player.
Ilsley. Yeah, he was quite famous as well.
he stayed much later, didn't he? Because
Yeah.
obviously his brother David left and Pick left, and then he got lots of other people in. You know, they didn't start to do stadium rock.
That whole guitar like dynamics between the two brothers, right? That definitely left when his brother left. That whole sort of vibe left the band, and it just became more about Mark and his guitar skills after that. But he did write that song "Brothers in Arms" about his brother.
It's a good album, actually. I was working in hi-fi shops at the time, and I got sick to death of hearing it because the production was really good, and we just every salesman at Lasky's would just use it all the time, and for years I couldn't listen to it.
Yeah,
because
same.
it was just I was so sick to death of hearing it.
Yep.
Yeah.
I actually thought for a while I actually thought it was their worst album because of the fact that I was the same. I was working in a hi-fi store like you, Ian, and we played it all the time, and I just got sick of it. And you'd hear "Walk of Life." I would like walk out the room. I would run out the room. I got so sick of that song.
I learnt it once. I played it in a band once. Really hell.
Anyway, I mean that's all in the past now. I enjoy it nowadays. But anyway,
Did you work in a hi-fi store? Did you ever rickroll anybody in the hi-fi store?
No, it wasn't a thing.
It wasn't a thing. I'll tell you what we did though. There was a CD that we used to play because this is like in the born of the year of the CD. So we were going through that whole stage where people were starting to like get interested in CD players, and then they came in, and then we were selling them. So I sort of worked in the period pre-CD to when they first hit the streets to after. And there's a song called Breakout by Swing Out Sister that we used to play on all the hi-fis because it just acoustically sounded so good on the speaker systems. And it's like a song that I absolutely can't stand now because I used to play it all the time because I was made to play it. Yeah. But it actually did the job. Like it would sell hi-fi. That's why, because it sounded so good. It sounded very crisp. The band was tight. That sort of stuff was good for that. We used to play the Eagles. Everyone loved the Eagles, So that's the sort of stuff we'd play.
To California.
I used to play upstairs at Eric's by Yazoo as well.
Yeah. I used to play Supertramp, and the boss used to hate it.
Yeah, Supertramp was great.
But Supertramp sounded amazing. Yeah, man, absolutely sounded amazing. And the boss used to hate it, and used to tell him to turn it off. But I sold so many stereo systems off Breakfast, Breakfast in America.
Breakfast in America.
Yeah.
I still got that album.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, we are going to do the last clue of the synth quiz because I feel like we can, and I want to, and it's my show. There we go. Touch board. Yes, I'm a touch board right now. You can tell I've sort of reclined a little bit in my chair. There we go. We'll do the jokes here. There's a lot of guesses coming in. I kind of feel like I probably should sit up. When Ian does the on this day segment, I get a little break. It's great. I get to have a little breather. It's fantastic. Ian does such a good job. I'm so comfortable with the way he handles it that I can just I can recline in my chair, and everyone's cruising. Right, we are going to do.
I do get help, It's worth saying that Steve Smith, he sends me stuff, and I double check with what Steve sent me and what I've already got down because I can miss stuff. So thank you, Steve. Much appreciated, mate.
So we've got 3 guesses in the system. We've got Wagoo with the EMS VCS3 and Steve Smith with the EMS Synthy and Droigan with the EMS Synthy A. Okay. So there's your 3 guesses so far. So guys, get your guesses in. Yeah. I'll give you guys a little bit longer. What I'm going to do is I'm going to hit the Saturday Sonority thing so you guys can get stuck into that. Here we go. All right, so Saturday Sonority, we are formally here. We can let our hair down. We can tinker, which is what the show title said. We're going to tinker. Exclamation mark, Synth Quiz, one word, then space, and then your guess, Mr. Thomas, if you want to have a real crack at it. Otherwise, you're just like you're teasing the quiz bot. You're just teasing him with that stuff. He's like, "What are you doing, mate?"
He's gonna get mad. Yeah.
He's gonna
Come on, Dennis.
Right. Now, what I thought I'd do is take my phone away. That's for a start. Don't need that there. I pulled out during the week the SH01A, the boutique. There she is there. Hello, everybody. I'm a boutique. And it's in the little sort of screensaver mode there. Isn't that cute?
Vegas mode.
Vegas mode. I was actually, you guys can hear that. I was actually pretty happy with this thing when I got it at first. And I tell you now, I'm not a massive fan of digital emulations over the years. But I have to say, Roland have done a smashing job of this digital emulation. It's pretty good. It's got the ACB circuitry in it, the analog circuit behavior.
Which is cool.
Plus, Andy's stealing all my words. You get polyphony, which is brilliant.
I'm excited. I like the unit. So.
The only thing I don't like about it is the small throw faders, but at least it's got faders on there. So it's cool in that sense. Not as bad as these ones here. These are even smaller. I thought, geez, you're going to get small, but nope, let's go smaller. No, this is not important as much anyway. Mind you, though, it is a bit of a... These have got a bit of like a resistance to them. Yeah, sort of, and then off it goes to a different spot without realizing. Anyway, apart from that, the sound of the SH101 is pretty iconic. It's a very basic synth for an analog synth. It's just very basic in the sense that you just have one oscillator. The oscillator can only produce a square wave, a triangle wave. It has a noise input, so you can make noise blended in with your oscillator sound, and it also has a sub oscillator, which is a square wave, and you can have your sub oscillator an octave or 2 octaves down from what you're actually playing, and you can set your octave ranges here, which is pretty cool. Now, on top of that, with your square wave, you can turn it into a pulse, and you can then adjust the pulse width, and you can even modulate the pulse width. So in that sense, we aren't sort of breaking any... Now, don't forget, this thing was designed in the very early 80s. So the technology of this sort of topology is pretty early days. But what is really good about this synth is actually, because it's so simple, it is so easy to get a sound without having to really need to store patches on it. This is one of the only synths out there that I feel, one of the only, not the only, but one of the only, that I feel that you actually don't need patch management on, because it's pretty quick. Once you get yourself happy with how this thing works, it's not hard to learn. You can get the sound pretty quickly. You can even have notes.
Like the Juno 6, yeah.
Yeah, Juno 6 has a very similar layout to this. In fact, the Juno 6 is based on this, isn't it not? If I remember rightly. I think it's based off this. Anyway, this does have patch memory in it. So that's a cool, because it's digital, it's got the ability for it to remember the slider positions and the switches and all that sort of stuff. So that's a cool benefit to this. So if you do actually like what you've done, you can actually store it as a patch. And it's got a nice little sort of menu system in here where you can change the tone, or you can change the pattern, or do it this way instead. The pattern, or assign a whole bunch of variables to this thing. You got system stuff, anyway, patch management, and a whole bunch of things that you can do. Manual mode is the actual panel mode on this. It's another good little feature. Anyway, so you guys will not be surprised to know that the SH01A is over a lot of my music. It's not just the SH01A that's over a lot of my music. The Behringer MS101, which is the MS1 you guys know, is also on stuff, and also the Roland System 8 is all over it. Yeah.
Good old system, mate.
So in the sense of Roland sounds, I guess I'm probably a little bit of a fanboy, to be honest. Anyway, shall we tinker? Guys, do you guys want to end the synth quiz? Jex put the monologue in there. Let's have a look. We'll do another guess. Quiz, synth guesses, quiz guesses. Is it quiz guesses? Quiz entries. Not guesses, quiz entries. Let's see what comes out of this. And then we could probably end our little quiz, I think. So Jack's got the monologue, and then we haven't had any other synths. All right, let's go to Synth Quiz Central. Here we go. There we go. And you'll see Jack's entry appear up there. Hopefully in a second, if it worked. It's in the scroll. It's in having to scroll. It cycles. You know, there's 5 entries that it's scrolling through right now. There we go. All right. Well, I am going to reveal who the winner, well, what the answer is first, and then we'll reveal who the winner is, if there is one. There you go. Thomas has put his answer in. He's gone with the Argon 8. Let's see if that actually updates in a second. The Patch has got it.
Go.
There you go. Thomas is up there. Thomas, you just wanted to get your name on the screen, didn't you, mate? Oh, okay. Anyway, just kidding. All right, here we go. We're going to go with the answer. The answer to this week's quiz is the EMS Synthy AKS.
But Synthia is also appropriate because you don't have the keyboard, so same thing.
Well, touchboard, is that on it? On the Synthia?
Oh, that's why the touchboard. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I didn't know they call that touchboard. That's hilarious.
Yes, that's pretty cool.
Now, Wagoo's really pissed off right now because he went early.
Well,
He went early. Let's go to us. I can put the ticker down the bottom. He went early. Wags, you know, you shouldn't go early. The girls tell you about these things. They want you to be. They want you to be a stayer, not a leaver. Anyway, we'll get back to the synths in a sec. I know, Bicky. I know, mate. But, Bicky, you know, you are pissed. I know, you're pissed. You've got to stay off the grog. No.
settle down.
I can't really help you, mate.
Out. Count to 10.
You know, if you're
Count
putting
to 10.
spaces in things, just can't help you. All right, so who gets it? Who gets it is the answer.
Closest.
Well, there's a VCS3. It's definitely not Jack with the monologue. It's not the VCS3. Steve Smith put EMS Synthy, and Droigan put EMS Synthy A. So, are we going to take Bickies? Just kidding, mate. I'm just kidding. Should we take Bickies? Let me see if I can fix this for Bicky. Where are we?
Vicky says no.
Vicky hasn't put a guess in. There we go.
No, it says effect it up.
Yeah. Well, there we go.
Yeah. Always look for the response from the patch bot saying, I got your answer.
Yeah.
To check whether you made a mistake.
I'm
Tip.
going to give it to him. I'm actually feeling... I can see his entry right here. I'm actually just going to cut and paste this.
Cool.
Where are we? It says Synth Space Quiz EMS Synthy AKS. He's literally got it exactly right.
That's definitely give it to him.
Yeah,
Go on.
I'm going to give it to him. But before I do it, I'm going to have to
Have a mentor. Type
Vicky?
one in for him.
put the guess in. Do it properly. Synth Quiz EMS Synthy AKS. Put it in. It will register it for you. Do it right now, and then you're in.
Do it.
Give him 10 seconds for him to hear that.
Do.
And then I will end the quiz. Let's see if he does it. Here we go. All right.
Yes.
Stop quiz.
Yay.
Well, you did
Little
get it
Bicky.
right. You did get it right, buddy. All right, and then we're going to go. I can't type tonight. It's terrible. Let's just get his number. So his number is going to do it for me.
He gets a bit happy now.
Yay.
Not the winner until the patch cable bot says he is.
Well done.
There you
Dennis.
go. Look at that.
Dennis P.
Dennis P.
Goes wild.
All right. So
Dennis
now
Pennis.
we can do a quiz leaders command, and guess who's going to be appearing on the quiz leaders?
Could be anyone.
What is that black? There we go. Quiz leaders. Top 5 geeks. Wagoo with 1, Bicky with 1, and Steve Smith with 1. So there you go. You are equal to Wags. What do you win? What do you win? You win! Like the head wobble of the week, mate. You're going to go around work and at home, wobbling, going,
You have the
quiz. I won the quiz.
you have the right to you have the right to walk with a swagger.
What do you win?
All the ladies will look as he walks by like, oh, that's the winner there.
That's the
Yeah,
guy.
I mean,
That's
like,
the guy. He did it.
He won Synth Quiz.
Yeah.
Everybody.
He won Synth Quiz.
Yeah. Look at that guy. That guy, he's the Synth Quiz guy. That's who he is. Right. We helped him a bit, but, you know, he's happy now. He doesn't hate the bot so much now.
You've made his day. Ranzee,
yeah.
you've made his day.
He doesn't hate it so much now. Anyway, we shall get back to what we were talking about before, which is synthesizers. And well done for the quiz, guys. It's good fun. What I want to do before we start tinkering with this is I probably want to turn the delay off because that kind of annoys me. Well, it doesn't annoy me, but it's, you know, it shouldn't be there.
Speaking of Tinker, did you guys have Tinker toys over there? The little sticks with the
we
little
did.
blocks of
Yep.
holes in it? Yeah.
Yep.
Now, for me,
Still got my childhood toys box with them in.
For me, we're just talking about basics here, guys, right? But I feel like this thing is just so easy to craft.
It's very immediate.
You just get something really quick out of this. So it's so quick to get a different sound out of this thing. You get drum sounds, percussion sounds.
It's like a little mini pop sound.
I should turn it up a bit, shouldn't I?
Turn
Turn it up. Turn it up. Give it some gain. There you go.
It's a very Kraftwerk sound there.
I might turn my mic off so you can't hear me tapping on the keyboard. So easy to make drum sounds on it, easy to make synth sounds. Now bass sounds, just get some.
I got some flatulent sounds there.
This is where you need the delay.
Do some
Now you're
Jean-Michel Jarre
talking.
there.
I mean,
Triply
I was
bits.
just playing with that for about 5 seconds, and look how many different sounds I just got out of that thing. So if you don't have an SH01A or an SH101 or any of the different millions of different, like even the software versions of them, get one, because seriously,
SH1.
they are so good
SH1
fun.
is great. Yeah.
Now that's my little tinkering for the day, but I have got another tinker lined up that's not done by me. It's actually Chris, and Chris is going to show us some cool stuff about his GP82.
Yes, go to me, I guess. Hello, GP82. So I've been tinkering with the GP82 firmware this week, working on something that I've been wanting to do ever since Ranzee pointed it out to me. And at the time, I was a little bit too snowed under with other projects to actually work on. But this week I managed to find a little slice of time where the brain was working fast, and plans I'd been thinking about it for months, so there was a sense of planning that gave it a better chance of success. So I'll take you over here and I'll remind you, I'll just show you what I've basically done. So good old GP82 here, and the 182 sequencer here. As we all know, we know what the little fella does, we know what it's capable of. One of the things that we've talked about a lot with the 182 sequencer is that it lacks a reset control. So often what you get is a situation where it ended up on an odd step. I'm pressing the step button, I can't do that with a thing plugged in. You ended up with an odd step starting at the beginning of every sequence. So whenever you started your transport, it played at whatever step you're at, and this was pretty annoying because you wanted to be able to reproduce exactly the same sequence, reliably. Sometimes it's cool, but it was just a feature which was like really missing. Ranzee pointed out to me that other people had done this, and I'd been thinking about it at the same time, but I couldn't crack it at the time, and there was a missing element. Well, the missing element has been discovered. What I've done here is I've taken the trigger out of the 182 module and put it into the old gate input. Sorry, wrong way around. The gate input on the GP82 that used to be an essential component for doing what it does, but has since been discovered over time that it's really not necessary. And in fact, with the 960, we don't use it at all. So this little port here, I've been adding different features to it, and finally it was time to add a means of detecting the first step of the sequence. So I seem to have got this thing working, so I'll just do some demonstrations. The transport is currently stopped, so we'll just play a sequence like we normally do. Just the drums. So with all the effects off anyway, you can hear. So we've got a normal sequence going, and we've got on the one beat the white step. It's kind of try to make it obvious where the beginning of the step is. Well, now when you stop the transport in this mode, you'll watch it's just gone back to step one. Now I'll do it again because it's a blink and you miss it type affair. You can see it jumping quickly through all the steps to get back to step one, and you'll also may notice the little LED cable, the LED lights in this on this cable here, because that's the actual signal telling us that the 182 sequence is back to step one. And the other thing I had to do obviously was a bit of cleverness with the gate trigger, the clock signal, because the first clock, if I sent the first clock back to the 182 when I started the sequence, it would actually go to step 2. So to stay on step 1, we have to remember what we've just done, which is moved it onto step 1, so you don't need to provide a new clock. So, and pretty much every time it seems to be working. So
Mate, this is huge for you. You've just made every person who owns a Behringer 182 very happy.
it makes me very happy, strangely. It's one of those things where when I got it working, it was like, oh, I've forgotten how cool this was going to be. It really helps.
It's massive. It's
basically
massive.
Helps with the German. It really helps with the German sequencer sound. It's kind of like the old school Berlin school stuff. It just really.
So for people that have got the 182, Chris, right? Let's say you release this firmware in the next couple of weeks or whatever, and let's say they haven't updated their firmware for a while. Can they just put the new firmware on and away she goes, or do you have to go through all the different firmware iterations to get to this?
You can go straight to the firmware version. You can skip all the previous versions. So if you're on an early version and you haven't updated your firmware, gee, I wonder who would fall into that category.
It'd be me, and it'd also be Andy.
To me too. I haven't updated mine.
Yeah. So it's not a complicated piece of engineering in terms of the principle of a microcontroller. So you basically just give it the latest firmware, and away you go with all the features. Which this will be one of. So this will be another one of those features that is configurable. So you'll switch it on. I haven't decided yet whether I'm going to make it the default in new modules. Not sure. That's probably the hardest question to answer. But you can turn it on, and the other thing I'm going to do as well is, because there's going to be a question that's going to come up, isn't there, Rant? Because aren't there some other sequences that also don't have a reset operation that might be used with a GP82?
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking. What are you thinking of, mate?
Well, the 960.
The 960. Would we have a look and see whether this works on the 960 live on the stream without me having done any pre-preparation?
Yeah, why not?
Let's do that.
Why not?
Because yes, I'm trying to make the point here that you guys get the scoops on all of the latest pre-release stuff. So I don't sort of hold this stuff back in a big release cycle, and I always usually just try to basically show people what I'm doing when I'm doing it. So
Vicky wants to know if it'll
make us sign an NDA. There's no NDA for this.
Vicky wants to know if it'll work on the DFAM as well, Chris. Chris doesn't have a DFAM, Vicky, so he does have a. Do you have the Behringer thing?
I can test it. No.
You got the Behringer thing, Chris. He's busy.
I only have the Edge, mate.
Oh, okay. So the Edge is the Mother 32, isn't it?
Sorry, no, not the Edge.
If I have time, I could try to test the DFAM.
Crave is the Mother 32.
Crave,
Edge?
Sorry, that's the one I've got. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, you've got the Crave. The DFAM, I've got a DFAM clone here, which is the Edge, which is the purple one. So I've got the I've got the DFAM. I could actually try it on the Behringer one.
Exactly.
But I don't have the firmware yet, Vicky. He's got to finish writing some of the bits. I think he's got some other bits planned.
Not too many bits, but just I always have to test all of the operation of the function from before the module, because we want to make sure we don't break any existing functionality. So we've got to do our we don't want to.
How much room do you have for more code? Are you pretty full?
I'm about 80% full.
Okay.
Sometimes, and it's
plenty
of
room.
How much would it take? Yeah, how big would this feature take? You don't know until you actually write it. So sometimes you can write something simple, or something a bit more complex like this, and it chews up a bit of memory, but not as much as like the basis of the module, because there's a lot of basic things that need to
Andy,
exist.
let him plug
to
the
get it.
960 in. Come on, let him plug it in. The module Bicky. I'll tell Bicky how much it costs. It is Maikshifter.
Yeah, show the site.
Music.com. Maikshifter.com.
Makeshiftmodular.com. Right, hot input shift. Let's see if we get doing this a bit ad hoc. Let's do some.
Okay, go to this Etsy store. I'll get this up for you guys while Chris is doing that. Chris, do you want me to hold off while you're doing this? Because I can't hear you.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just talking and you can't hear a thing I'm saying, can you?
Yeah, I'll just go to your Etsy store for a sec because I want to know how much it is.
Yeah, show something else and come back to me when I'm ready.
So there's the GP82 there. So it's AU229. I don't know what it is in halve that for English things, but the postage obviously will be different for you guys. But yeah, that's the module there. So what Chris was talking about is you've got a gate down here, and you've got a clock up here, and a gate out up here. So that's what he's manipulating with those. All right, go back to him. I will give you the link to the Etsy store. Or you can just type in Maikshifter modular. Makeshift modular, I should say. But that's the link there.
Okay, I expected that might happen. It's because the step isn't.
Links in the chat anyway, bud. You don't need to find it. Right. See, we're tinkering, guys. This is what we're doing. We're tinkering. Chris is tinkering with a 960 module right now.
This
Yeah,
thing
looks
is
good. It
working.
works.
It's working. You guys can't see it because we can only see that first step light on the screen.
Okay.
But we can see it returning to that first step light. There you go, that's better.
Sorry. Yeah, my tripod needs a bit of work.
There you go. So you stopped on step 6 or something and it went straight back to 1. There you go. So what is that? 229 Aussie. I don't know if it's direct comparison to British pounds, but it should only be about £115 for that module plus postage. It does other things too, by the way. What Chris is just showing you is just one of its features. It does ratcheting and clock divisions, Bernoulli gates. It's a whole bunch of stuff that it does.
Yes, indeed. A veritable smorgasbord of features. But I admit,
The Swiss Army knife.
There's also a
Plenty of
precision.
types of
There's a
LED.
precision adder on this as well, which we used once. Forget what we used it for.
we quite often use it to transpose the pitch of an entire sequence.
That's what it was. Yep.
Yeah, I leave mine on the ratcheting module, so I have a precision adder for other stuff from Deptford.
doesn't need long.
Well, when Chris gets me the firmware, I can test it on the Edge, and I guess if it works on the Edge, it's most likely going to work on the DFAM.
I can test the DFAM and the. I also want to see if it works on the dark time.
Some of these sequences they've got
Ratchet.
resets on them anyway, so it's probably best not to try them on those. But you could. You're not going to make it smoke or anything, so.
Liquidy.
Enough rations for you?
Chris keeps changing his tempo. It's about 124 now.
Great. 125.
Guys, plug some gear in and jam with him. Hi, Jane. She thought she was hidden. This is what you were saying before, Andy. This is one of the best things you can do with the SHO1A. Make it
For
poly.
sure.
I mean, I can only do melodic stuff because I'm not synced to him, so.
Thank you very much for watching.
There you go. That was pretty cool, Chris. I am very impressed, and I think anyone who's got one of the GP83s wants to know about this, so hit your mailing list. Tell them what's going on if you haven't done that already. And anyone, I think a video needs to go up on your channel, and we can share it here.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a good thing.
Needs to be a video. Sorry, definitely needs to be a video, which is part of getting the firmware ready. I have to shoot a decent video on that. Which is why it'll be the main thing in the firmware.
Yeah.
It's kind of biggish.
Yeah, I had to find my little program dongle for it.
Oh, Andy, so hot just then.
Yes.
Really?
So
Oh.
hard.
Yeah,
I didn't change anything.
You're hot.
you're hot.
You're hot, Andy.
Hard.
Yeah, I didn't change a thing. Shouldn't be loud.
That's not loud then, but I don't know whether you must have moved your mic closer to your mouth or something else when you did it before.
No,
I'll have
it's
to
the
go and have a
same.
look.
Some kind of auto gain because he's been quiet for a long time. Maybe.
Yeah,
Could
could
be,
be.
yeah.
Could
Might
be.
have been some auto gain.
Anyway, tinkering is kind of what the topic was, and we just did a bit of tinkering just then, guys. So we all do it, don't we? We all tinker. I mean, all I did was just the SHO1A. There's nothing special about that. I mean, I think it is, but you guys might not. And Chris is tinkering with his new GP82 algorithm that he's just made, which is cool. Now he's going to be thinking, I can do this, and I haven't been able to do this before. And that takes him down a different pathway.
He's going back in.
Yeah.
I think I'm liking it more than the 960 at the moment. 960 takes up so much space. So it's like, I think we can do something different now. Yeah. I mean, it'll always be there, but yeah. Sometimes just want some space to put other things in. Cool.
Did you show a little bit of code, didn't you, before? Don't show it again, but you did show a little bit of code at the start.
It was code, yes. Yes.
It was kind of like
I know it's a bit it's a bit nerdy to do, but
counter. It was a counter.
Kind of like,
it was a counter.
Yeah, exactly.
Method.
That's the point. I don't mind showing. Yeah, I think it's good to demystify. You know, it's not. You know, it's science, people, not magic.
What's the code base? What are you using for the code?
Hard work.
C++
C++.
usually for these things.
C.
Yeah.
It's actually mostly C, but there's such a blurring of lines now between C++ and C, depending on what size of processor you're using. The processors I'm using are very basic, so there's not a huge amount of C++ flexing.
What's the difference between C, C++, and C Sharp? Are they all
C++
different?
is object oriented.
C Sharp,
and it's a slightly different language. C Sharp is the Microsoft .NET variant of it.
Ah, right. Okay.
And C is obviously the original, language that's been around for ages.
Forever.
Yeah.
I remember doing.
First language I ever learnt was.
C.
Not the first. Not the first. No, the first was a different language. But one of the first language I formally was taught was C at university level. And I'm so glad.
C++ better.
Yeah, Greg Ritchie. Yeah.
the creators.
I mean, I did this subject when I did computer science called paradigms, right? Which is a great subject. I actually tell people, if you're ever going to do a science degree and you want to major in computing and somehow, do paradigms as a subject, because paradigms is actually the study of syntax, programming languages, and lexical, the language like Becker's North form and BNF and extended Becker's North. So those sort of things, right, make it really interesting, because you actually then work out that the pioneers that wrote computer languages in them, and this is what your synthesizers are all based on. They've got computer programming languages in them, So for you to be able to tell it that you want it to play a sequence and it has to be music, it has to understand math, and then music is math, and it has to then be able to create algorithms and things like that based around the structure of music. And C was really good at handling that sort of stuff because it's procedural. So everything in C is procedural. So, and most people find procedural languages to be quite easy to learn, because most people would think in a linear sort of way. So I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to do this next, and then I'm going to do that next. Whereas C++ is object oriented, so you can create instances of things, and it becomes a little bit more of a head fuck, right? When you start teaching beginners this. By the way, I used to be a lecturer at uni, and I used to teach basic programming to, Bachelor of Ed students, and they were like my hardest.
First year
Bachelor of Ed students.
First year units for, basically introduction to programming languages as a family. They start with, they go all the way from Fortran up to Lisp. And by the time you're at Lisp, you're going, what the hey, what's this Lisp thing?
Yeah, well, I mean, Lisp was, we learned Lisp in paradigms.
Yeah.
When I did paradigms, it was, we talked about Lisp and what, why it became what it was, like what was its purpose. Because there's a lot of programming languages out there that get invented because the person that invents it has gone, we need this. We need it to do this this way, because at the moment, nothing else does it. And so all these languages get invented. And don't forget to, like, Jex just poured out a whole bunch of languages. in chat there, some of those languages that he's mentioned in there, they're scripting languages, and scripting languages need a parser, and the parser then actually translates that scripting language usually into another language before it then becomes machine code for the computer to understand. And in a lot of cases, it actually uses C in its back end. So
yeah, it's usually the bottom layer just before you get to assembler.
yeah.
And it's like it's so much easier just to write the same C code, and it runs on many different processors. So why go any deeper? There is one reason, and someone mentioned Arduino before. Arduino, because it's designed to run on from powerful to not very powerful
Yep.
processors, it breaks into assembly language to get things done quickly. So you look at an Arduino project, and if you look at it from the sketch that you see, and then you go into the library, and you go all the way from C++ at the top, C in the middle, and then assembler, breaks into assembler at the bottom. And it really is all disciplines and paradigms being used to solve a big problem. And that's what I always say about people who fight about programming languages and what's the best and what you should be learning. We need to know all of them. Because one of them,
about Raspberry Pi?
Because three of them, because we might need three of them to solve the. Yeah, we might need three of them to solve the problem.
Andy,
only
anything.
one thing is never going to work.
Anything that will run and compile on an ARM processor will run on a Pi.
Really?
Yeah, anything that you can compile and run on an ARM processor will run on a Raspberry Pi. Yep. So, and Raspberry Pis are in that sense quite flexible. You can actually run virtual machines in Raspberry Pi and then run programming languages inside virtual machines. So it's really complex. The Pi 5 is so powerful, it will eat it for breakfast.
Yeah, I was going to say that Python is very close to basically where PCs were.
Yeah.
10 years ago, so it's as
Python
complicated as that.
Python is
Can be as
fantastic.
complicated as that.
It's a great language.
Python's
I love
very
it.
nice.
Yeah, it's a great language.
Yeah.
There's a few quirks that I don't like about it,
a
especially
lot of
if you've
fun.
come from our end, Chris, where we probably curly braced trained, and then all of a sudden you're white space.
And
You're in white
semicoloned our
space
way
land.
through- yeah, so- yeah, exactly.
Wasn't your little bot friend written in
I've-
Python?
My bot friend's written in Python. Yeah.
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 It is, yes. No. Yes.
Good old Dennis.
Been-
Dennis
Good old
Python,
Dennis,
that's
yeah.
his name.
Dennis gets his Python out.
Dennis.
Yeah, he does. He pleases the girls with it.
Yeah, you had to
builds
go
his
there.
Python
Yeah.
well.
His trouser snake? Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Hey, he loves to compile.
He
Oh,
likes compiling stuff.
We'll get to the
Flashes
root
programming
cause in a minute,
languages,
Ian.
that
Don't
is.
you worry about that.
Wow.
Yeah, I think, like, honestly though, if you really want to sort of start to get to know synthesizers, and you want to get to the point where you think to yourself, I could actually build a synth from the ground up, and for all the things that have influenced you, you probably could. And you're gonna need to have some building blocks to do that. And one of the building blocks you're gonna need is a programming language. Absolutely, you're gonna need to learn how to write code. And then there's two different ways to write code. There's code that you write for yourself, and then there's code that you write for the rest of the world, and they are completely two different disciplines. So it's quite an interesting thing. Yeah. But
a good
Because I've
starting
done it
block
my
is things
whole
like Max
life as
MSP,
a
isn't it?
career.
'Cause,
Max for Live,
I
yeah.
built a DW 6000, no 8000 in Max MSP. It was buggy, but it did work, and I managed to sort the polyphony out. And there's a free. What's the free version called? I've never really used it.
I know we talked about it the other day, actually, or the other
We
month.
did, yeah.
Yeah. I forget now.
There's a free version which is also by
Darren codes in it in his
64,
sleep because he's he's
I'm
all over it.
I haven't done any coding for about a year, and I need to. I'm feeling quite de-skilled. I need to get back into it. I built a recording studio in Max MSP.
For me, I feel like when you see like the usual suspects, how they did that JP 8000 You know, they were dissecting, literal physical processes and, that sort of stuff. And so they could see all the transistor arrays and how they would work and all that, so that would then create the logic gate understandings of different circuit flows. And, it's basically it's binary dissecting. You literally are binary.
Pure data. Yeah,
pure data is that's the one. Pure data.
Yeah. Thanks, Biscuit. Yeah.
I think that's something that's insane. Like you probably wouldn't want to do that if anyone paid you even. That's kind of a really, really big task to take on. But it's once they saw it through. And for me, that's where the respect comes to it. So one of the things that I always say to people, if you ever go, so people say to me, when I was a lecturer, they used to say, what's the point of me doing this degree? I shouldn't do it. Right? And I'd say to them, well, there is one massive point that you're not getting, and that is that when you do a university degree, you are learning to see something through. It's a discipline, and people will trust you in the industry that you work in because they know that you've been through that educational process. You've proven that you can see things through multiple times, because you have to do it usually every unit that you do, and in most cases you would do 3, 4, in some cases 5 years. So it's important. But what those guys did, the usual suspects, is they took on that massive task. It was an absolute pain, that task, but they saw it through. And they had different people that jumped in, and it was collaboration of working with groups. You guys, we talked about working with groups before. Working with groups, working with personalities, working teams. It's hard. It's hard to do that.
Absolutely. I did it when I did my master's in music tech. I had to do a module on dither, different types of dither, working on the algorithms, and we had to do that in teams and groups. And it was just, it's the dynamics of a group. Most of us were getting on with our bit that we had to do, and then you've got the lazy bastard who is just absolutely nothing, but just takes the credit. And you have to deal with that.
It's just like a working life. Yeah, there's always freeloaders in the workplace.
And there's people
for sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, Dead Men Walking's talking about FPGA code. VHDL. I've dabbled in VHDL. Yeah. It's just look. It's actually not that bad.
It's in my textbook. I saw it and went, just glad I don't have to do that.
It's not this.
Where's
It's just all you're doing is just coding a certain way.
It's just
You're complying to this bridge work, right? That's what you're doing.
Yeah. What's the smaller versions of those I did work for at work? Not PLA. Was it? Yes. You're talking about FPGA, but there's a smaller one. PLA?
Oh, like a smaller DSP type thing.
No, it's not DSP. It's just a simple. It's the same concept. Basically massive amount of combinatorial logic with a memory.
Oh, okay.
And gates on and off.
Yeah, PLA.
Yeah, it's the same concept. Yeah. PLA is. I did them. So I've done PLA.
PLAs are pretty straightforward though.
Yeah, that's my point. Yeah, it's like FPGAs on a different level.
Well, the good thing about PLAs is that you if you want some sort of digital logic that has a memory that you can access for various reasons, they're actually pretty easy to set up. I'm trying to think what are the packages that we used to use. There was something that I did with an Arduino years ago when Arduino was kind of new, and I needed. I'll find out what it is later. I'll tell you on Discord. But there was an Arduino project that I did, and we did it on a breadboard, and we needed the digital package. I can't remember what it was. I'm pretty sure it was an AtMeg package or something along the lines, because it was the same company that made the Arduinos that made these chips. Programmable PGA? No, Programmable Logic Array or something like that. Is that what it stands for?
Just put it in the chat.
You just put it in.
Oh,
Chris has just put it
so
in.
chat's delayed. Okay, yeah, you did. Because Vicky was asking what does PLA stand for.
Yeah. I was trying to answer the question.
Yeah. Anyway,
Very simple, but
the stuff that you're using in your eurorack modules.
Gals, that's it. Gals. They are the chips. Sorry.
Oh wow. Oh yeah, gals. Okay. Lattice, yes,
Definitely
lattice.
rings a bell.
Lattice. That was the one.
Lattice.
Yes, lattice.
I see.
I remember mucking around with those things. Oh yeah. Anyway, getting back to eurorack modules. The problem you've got with eurorack modules when you want to make musical things and you want to program them is the actual platform that you're working in has low voltage. There's not a lot for you to use. If you do want to use a lot, then you're going to jeopardize all the other modules that are sharing that voltage rail with you. The chips that can run on those voltages, and then what can you do with them? I mean, we've seen some amazing things, honestly. We've seen some incredible stuff on eurorack. I actually scratched my head. Some of the things I've seen run on eurorack, I'm like, they've managed to do that, at such a small, it's pretty crazy.
You guys ever use Super Collider?
No.
I know of it, but never used
I
it.
do know of it.
That's
Yeah,
pretty damn
exactly.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was the original DSP language.
It was, yeah.
I had a friend come up
it's
to me the other day and he goes, "Can you build me a quantum computer?" Right? And I thought, this is a great question. They honestly, go to someone who knows about computers.
Yeah.
That's a really good question. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, I sent him away, but I sat there and I thought,
How would I?
how would I do with that? yeah. Where can I?
Exactly. Yeah.
Do I ring Gigabyte and ask them for a motherboard? No. Well, how would I do that? It's kind of
The first thing I would do is start researching.
Yeah.
Which is the other thing they teach you at university.
Yeah,
How to
absolutely.
research for yourself.
Well,
It's not called just typing stuff into Google.
how to teach yourself to learn.
Yes. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
learning. Yeah. Because when people say, "Oh, I need to know what language to learn," well, you just need to learn how to learn languages. Programming languages, that is. Because there will always be a new programming language, and there'll be demand for that language, and you'll have to learn it. And then there'll be another one, and another one, and you've got to be able to keep on learning.
Well, I was
But
stupid
I don't know
enough
if that's how this world works now.
when I did my undergrad. I was stupid enough because you get spare credits that you can use to do any units with, right? Usually, depending on how your majors and minors and everything is set up. And so I stupidly said I wouldn't mind doing digital electronics. And so off I went down to the engineering school, thinking,
Nice.
"You got this, Ranzee. You've got this." And I know about math. I'm good at math. I can do this. So I'm down there, and oh my God, did I fall into the deep end? When was I drowning in the first week? I was like suffering big time. Yeah, but I absolutely loved every second of it. It's one of the things that I'm really bad at. I'm really bad at putting myself into situations where I struggle, but I absolutely love the whole process of the struggle. And I'm like, I'm gonna win. I'm gonna beat this.
Yeah.
Like, even if
It's
I'm
like-
stupid, I still don't know how to do it. I'm gonna win.
Yes. It's like when you see Ranzee having a bad time with something technical on the stream, and you're thinking, "Oh, is it really worth all that?" He's loving it. Trust me,
Yes,
he's loving it.
He's got that
'Cause
song
he's
on by
gonna
Santana,
crack
I'm
it,
winning.
And when he cracks it, the high that he's going to get after cracking it.
Yeah, can't sleep after the show. It's like 15 minutes to midnight now, and I'll literally go and lie down in bed after the show, and my mind is racing for about an hour and a half.
Yeah.
I can't do it.
same.
I just
Same
can't
here.
sleep. So these things happen. But yeah, no, I did digital electronics, and I absolutely loved it. It was a really big awakening for me because I always, in the back of my mind, I never wanted to do an engineering degree, but I always wanted to do, I don't know, just wanted to open the door and have a little peek in and see what sort of things they get up to. I mean, it ended up being 2 units. I'll tell you what the other one is in a sec, and that was a mistake. So anyway, I really enjoyed it, and yes, it's challenged me. And it wasn't the math that challenged me; it was other stuff. And anyway, so I finished that, and I actually got a pretty good grade. I was pretty chuffed with my grade and everything. And the lecturers are like, "You're gonna do, like, we want you to change your degree. We want you to do a double degree. We want you to do a computer science engineering double degree." I'm like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to be at uni for like 5 years. I don't want to do that. Anyway, it ended up like being this negotiation in the end. And I ended up saying, look, okay, fine, I will do one more unit because I had the credit points spare. So I ended up doing analog electronics.
Oh, nice.
As my second unit. And I thought,
Wow.
the digital electronics one was hard at the start. But the analog electronics unit was I hated it. It was so not me.
Yeah.
Because with digital electronics, you can apply you would be the same as me. You can apply a lot of computer science principles to it and you would be fine.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, you can.
Because it's very logical, it uses a lot of algorithms in its basis. The circuit design is very similar to that. And then you're working with the different products, and we were talking about some of them before, FPGAs and stuff like that, right? When you get into analog circuit design, none of that. It's nothing to do with any of that at all. It's to do with electronics. It's to do with voltages, and it's like completely different.
Frequency.
Yep. And then there was Fourier transform
Time
theory,
domain.
and
God, excited now.
Current to voltage.
I've just got a flashback there.
and I hadn't touched that
Anyone
shit
talks
since I
about
was
calculus.
in high school, and even when I did physics in high school, so I remember it, right? But I didn't touch that stuff since high school, and I had to literally hit the ground running and relearn my last 2 years of physics at high school in a week type thing. And it was really hard. I got a really crap grade for analog electronics. I passed, but it was probably one of my worst grades I got in my undergrad degree. But I was actually kind of like, I still did it. I made it through.
Yes. It was still a challenge.
Yeah. But now when I look at people and they make like eurorack modules and they make these insanely complex analog circuits, and I look at them and I'm like,
Yeah, I'm the same.
far out, mate. You are god level. Seriously. Yeah. That's why.
Even knowing the little bit that I know about that stuff, there's still many of them where I'm going, I'm not worthy.
Yeah.
I'm not worthy.
Like, I used to think there was a
Next
bit
level.
of sniffing of the magic smoke going on with some of the stuff that they do. Let's burn some more diodes and sniff that.
Yeah, exactly.
What's really weird is those analog computers they used to have. Those are crazy. They look like a modular synth, basically, but they're whack.
Yeah.
Yeah. Rows and rows of equipment. Yeah.
Well, I guess what was lucky for me is when I did my undergrad degree, I was in the Air Force, right? And one of my first jobs, I was working on this Unix system, which was made by a company called NCR, an American company, right? And they had these, these servers, and they were all connected throughout the different physical places around where I worked, across like vast distances, like kilometers, right? And they were connected through, copper wiring. And the problem with those days, this is before we had fiber, this is before we had high-speed modems, anything like that. This was early, I'd say late 80s, early 90s, right? So to bring you back into where we're at. This is pre-internet days, right? So we used to use these multiplexers to actually get communications to work across very small bandwidths to be able to make them so they would be able to handle lots of logic going through it, right? And because I actually worked with multiplexers and I knew how to service them, and I used how to troubleshoot them if they went down, if they got locked up and things like that. When I did my digital electronics unit at uni, it was like, I already know this, you know. And there was actually a module in that unit on multiplexing data. It was actually, I'm like, yeah, are you kidding me? This is brilliant. I know how to do this, you know. It was so good. But there was none of that in analog electronics, was there? No.
No.
No, there wasn't. Yeah.
Let's saturate the base of a transistor. Now, how many microamps do you need to be able to...
Oh my God, how many times did I have to do a resistor, what do they call it again? The resistor arrays, the different resistor arrays, right? You do...
Wayne Bridge.
Yeah. Those. And then you had to...
Ones, yeah.
But you weren't... This is not where you get a breadboard and you plug them all in and you're going... And you're testing it with a multimeter. This was on paper, showing diagrams and actually proving it all.
Well,
in math. And I was like,
that's the part I don't like.
I don't know. Not me. Please, no. Like I did.
It's not really practical.
I did badge 3. Yeah. It is practical though. Honestly, it is. Because when people talk about like ladder filters and phases, you know, the way phases work and transistor arrays and things like that. Yeah. I actually understand it because I don't understand all of it, but I actually understand what they're getting to. And when you think about what we hear through analog synths and analog, you know, effects units and things like that, I'm going, that's insane. Like how someone has worked out, probably because of the old days in the war with radios and stuff, really, that's probably where it's all stemmed from, right? But they've worked out, you do this stuff and you're going to be able to create that sound or that effect from that. And you just arrange a bit of analog components together and it does that. And it's like, wow, it just blows your mind. And we take it for granted. Like we get an analog synth and we go,
yes,
oh, I love the Oberheim SEM because it's awesome. It's an amazing sound.
Yes. And then you listen to the inventor speak, talk about technical, and you're going, yeah, that's kind of, he understands it on a different level to us.
absolutely.
Very different level.
Daren, Steve's trying to get your attention in chat. He's saying that you're very quiet. He wants to know if you've got a new release or a new gig coming.
Yeah, I was just... No, I've not got anything coming up. So, no.
He's bringing you into the chat, mate. He misses you. Fair enough, too. How's Rave gone? How's Big Dave gone?
Yeah, how's Dave gone?
He's left for a while. I don't know where he's buggered off to.
Fair enough.
He's gone on a long...
Want to be in Ibiza having a good time? Yeah, he's catching some rays.
Well, surely there's a color trail of
He's
hairs.
gone somewhere purple.
Around, so.
Yeah.
He's at all the Palmer Violets and he's took the car, not my car.
Yeah, he's at Manumission, isn't he? If that still exists.
I do remember looking at your channel, I don't know how long ago. Sometimes I get lost in time when I'm thinking about these things, Daren, but I do remember seeing something about Rave Dave not that long ago on your channel. And I'm trying to think when it was. Or was it in your Bandcamp or something?
You put out a YouTube video that was one of Rave's remixes, I think.
Oh yeah, it was just because I hadn't had time to write a track, so I thought I'd just throw out one of his.
Took one off. Off Bandcamp.
Yeah.
And put it in a YouTube video.
Is that the reimagining of Shelter Me, or is that something else? And that's just got the word rave in it.
No, that was just that's just a reimagining of Shelter. You must remember that 90s classic.
Yeah, I definitely remember that. I'm just trying to think what
Yeah.
maybe it was your Bandcamp. Was it your Bandcamp? There was definitely something that you did not that
No,
long
I've just-
ago.
I don't
Obviously, there's Violetly Purple that you
I don't
always
recall it.
talk about.
Yeah, well, he was still writing his second album, but
The Purple
The
Battle.
difficult
Battle-
second
I
album.
don't think
The Purple Battle Weapon.
I think that's the difficult third album.
I remember the first time he said the name, I thought he said Violently Purple. So
There you go.
Well, he can be violent in it sometimes.
hey, it destroys your stuff, right?
Yes, we've heard.
But if we chuck that into chat, hopefully that comes out. There you go. There's Darren's Bandcamp link.
Yeah.
Go check it out.
It's the purpose. It's the. I think what I was talking about was if you wanted to listen to him having a rant, and it's on. It's on that battle. I'm sure it's on that Battle Weapon because there's 2 tracks. But you have to get the album to hear.
Oh, what's the one where?
Pay for the album, by the way.
What's the one where he's banging around and making noise and stuff and swearing?
Swearing.
That's the one, isn't
I
it?
remember
Well,
the
there's
swearing.
That's the one, isn't it?
There's 2. There's on
For God's
on
sake,
Violently
Darren.
Purple. Yeah, but
Yeah.
on the other one he hasn't got modular because he pulls out all the modular cables out.
Oh, it pulls out the knobs.
And
He's a man after my own
he wants
heart.
the purple modular.
Well, you know.
But I think
Gotta
that's
stop.
on Purple Battle Weapon. I think I'm sure there's a secret audio on that because on his I'll put a secret audio of him ranting and raving and I put him on his albums or anything that he has to do with. But you won't know it unless you get the album. You see, it's in there somewhere, and I can't remember which ones it were on now.
Oh, have you done that thing with the end of a track with some space? It's a secret track, like that kind of trick.
Well, it's sort of secret. It's just like a bonus track that's on the album, so it's not listed on the Bandcamp unless you like. It just has bonus out.
But I mean,
bonus
you know,
track, so yeah.
buried after a track. That was an old trick on cassettes and stuff. There would be like a little, if you just
Yeah,
let the cassette
yeah,
run,
exactly.
it would just,
Well,
there's another
I
track
have
that's on the
done
list.
that on one or two of them as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, 25
I
minutes
think-
later,
yeah.
you get a bonus track.
But
25 minutes of silence, and then you get the track.
That's right.
I've got a friend who lives over the other side of Australia, and he's comes in and out of the chats every now and then. You guys will probably know him. I'm not going to mention his name, but he was talking to me the other day. He's got young kids, and one of the kids is at that age where it's just worked out how to be an annoying little toddler, and it's, you know, when you take them to the shopping mall, they're running off and escaping, and you've got to chase them. That's that age, right? If you've ever been a father, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Anyway, so usually what he does is with your synths, he usually closes the door, and the kids aren't allowed in because they're of the age where they can't be trusted. This kid has worked out how to open the door. He's not able to reach the door handle. So what he's done is he's friggin' pushed this bit of furniture up against the door, got his 2 little tiny micro hands and turned the doorknob and fallen forward, and the door's open, and he just brushed himself off, and he's in, and he's like a kid in a lolly shop, and he's gone in there and he's pulled off every single knob off his synths.
Oh, wow.
Every single knob.
Wow.
And they were just like dropped on the floor. He sucked on them, chewed on them. And it was just
Lucky he didn't choke on him. Man.
That sounds
lucky
like
he
a
didn't
nightmare.
choke on him. Exactly, Andy. And this
that's
guy,
right.
he's like gone through the room and picked them all up. He can't find 3
Lock his
knobs.
door.
He can't find 3 knobs. They've just disappeared. They've either been
he
taken
may-
into another room, down behind the lounge.
I
Who
was going to
knows?
say. Okay, right. I was going to say, did
Yeah,
he
gone
wait
to the
24
toilet.
hours?
Yeah. Yes.
Wait 24 hours.
I had a dog that learned how to paw the knob to the door in the garage and got in the house once. Just pawed it enough times and got in.
Mm.
Pretty smart dog.
Well, they sit there and they watch you every single day. They're bored
They do.
shitless, and they got nothing else to do.
Yeah.
They will just sit there and watch you and work it out.
Yep.
But yeah, absolute nightmare of a time this guy had. But it's not only that. This kid, he pulled all the knobs off and everything, but there was this drool all over stuff because it's the age where everything sucks on, and there was like just
It's
puddles
testing.
of drool. Yep.
Okay. I'm never going to have kids, obviously. After that.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. Durex is your friend. No. Yeah. So
Yeah, kids are fun. Kids are all right.
yeah, kids are all right.
Yeah.
My kids, most of them are old now, so you know.
Yeah.
I've only got one young one left, and he's about to turn 12, so he's not that young. He's still got a bit of baby in him. I remind him about it.
Oh, I'm sure he loves that then.
Yeah.
Stop being a baby. But yeah, no, he's all right. He's the only one. All three of my kids were all interested in music in a different way, which is good because not one of them was not, which I'm happy with because that means that my work here is done. No, all of them were interested in music, but he's better than me, the youngest. He's at the age of almost 12, and he's exceeded the grade of piano lesson exams quicker than I got. So I was like 14 when I got to the same stage that he was at, not even 12 yet. And he's playing multiple instruments at the same time, and he gets accepted into things at school which are only given to kids who are actually decent at playing music instruments, and he gets put in front of everyone else and plays. Like the other day we had Grandparents' Day, and there was a string orchestra, and he was in that
Quartet.
yeah. So, and I'm like, your parents come up to you and they go, how does your kid do that? He's amazing. Like this. And I'm like, practice. The answer was practice. That was the answer.
A bit more than the 100 hours they say.
Yeah.
Become good at something. It's not
If you
100.
if you ever watch, he has much. We talked about discipline with doing uni, right? If you ever watch him, he has much more discipline than me about doing things. Maybe it's because when I was younger, I didn't have that. I didn't have that with my parents around. I was kind of more like I didn't really have parents around. They were sort of not there. They were there, but not really. Anyway, the discipline that he's got to see things through is actually incredible, and I actually think that's why he's succeeding, through it. And I actually look at that and I think, well, I talk to other parents, being a father, because you go out and chat to other dads and stuff. He goes to their friends' houses, and guess what they're doing? They're playing PlayStation or Xbox or on the Wii console, and they're doing Super Mario Karts, and it's great fun. He loves it. He comes home, Dad, we should get a Wii. I want to play Super Mario Karts. And I'm like, you don't need that. And he forgets about it after 5 minutes. And then, so during the only screen time that he has is
Super hit.
he watches a little bit of YouTube. I let him watch YouTube. That's it. He's not allowed.
Yeah.
He's not allowed to get on any devices.
Yeah, you don't want to lose that aspect of his personality.
Yeah,
It'd be great to keep it.
Don't let him watch Ranzee Synth Geekery. So
he doesn't. He's not allowed to. I'm dead serious too, Andy. He probably wouldn't be interested in it anyway. But some people would call me a bastard for doing that as a dad. But he plays a lot of sport as well, so he's not a nerd. He doesn't just do music and that. He goes out and plays a lot of sports. So he plays, 3 or 4 different sports depending on whether it's winter or summer at the same time. And if you look at his schedule, he only has maybe 2 or 3 nights, depending on winter or summer, a week where he's not doing some sort of sport-related activity. And those nights he does his homework. And at the moment we've got school holidays. So it's only just started because it's Easter, right? And the first day of the school holidays was yesterday, Friday, right? And guess what he did for the first day? he played the violin, he played the piano, he played them both for at least an hour each, and then he did his coin collection here in this room. And I think he was on YouTube for about 20 minutes watching YouTube.
Okay, he's got a coin collection. He's a little bit of a nerd, just to be fair.
Oh, he's a nerd. He's a nerd. Yeah. But
now, the good old days when we didn't have our head in a phone and on the computer all the time.
Yeah.
You go out and play sports, and you talk to friends, and you get some air and run with your dogs. And
I think that's what's harder for kids now.
I reckon it's really hard.
I played a little,
it's really
little
hard.
Atari 2600 once in a while, and mostly just was out playing and doing stuff. So,
yeah, it's really hard for kids because, like I said, he goes to his friend's house and their Xbox, their Wii, their PlayStation, or whatever they're doing, and like what he does, he goes to his friend's house, and he's like, he's on it for a bit, and he gets bored, and he's like, guys, let's go out and kick the soccer ball, or let's go down to the park, or let's go down to the beach. And they're all like, and he's like a real outdoorsy sort of kid, so they actually like that about him because he's always doing sort of the outdoorsy stuff and running around and being a boy like you do. But I remember like one of the parents coming up to me and going, apparently so-and-so, the boy, his kid, was really, really impressed that like he didn't get stuck indoors and played PlayStation all weekend. He was so happy that he was going out and riding his bike, kicking the soccer ball. There was a whole bunch of other stuff that they did, swimming in the swimming pool and things like that, right? And then he got home and he was tired and he was exhausted. He went to bed early, and the next day he's up and he's like, Dad, let's do all these things that I just did with this kid. And so he's influencing his friends, right? And you were saying, Andy, that it's hard for kids, right? But now I'm actually starting to believe that his generation might be the generation that might break away. Because of what I'm seeing. They're actually starting to think, look, this screen stuff, it's cool, I get it. But I also see my parents look like zombies all day long when they're sitting there like this with their phones, right? Yeah. And I'm trying to have a conversation with them and they're saying, just a minute, I'm busy or whatever. You know?
I was going to say, because most of the kids now wouldn't identify with the Goonies. You know, the Go Out on Adventures on your bikes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
They're on a network computer doing their adventures on the computer.
Yeah, exactly.
So have Australia brought in restrictions on mobile phone use for kids? Because they were talking about it.
They have. So there's the under 16.
We need to do the same.
Yeah, under 16. There's certain apps that they can't access unless they have some sort of ID check. And the ID, I mean, these kids will work out a way to get around the ID check. Trust me.
Sure if they really need to.
So let's laugh about that. But at his school where he goes to, so his school were the first school in Australia to introduce a ban on devices up until the age of 16.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah. We need to do the
you
same.
can probably work out what school he goes to now.
All primary and secondary schools have got exactly the same problem of kids with mobile phones. You know.
So for him, it didn't even affect him. Like the principal came out a few years ago, whenever it was, I think it was like 2 years ago now, and he's like, blah, 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 ban on devices, no one's allowed to use them. And there was a big, massive letter to parents, and there was always sort of warming up to it. And then this is the date, and now we've crossed the date, and it will just sort of let it sort of simmer for a bit, and then we're going to slightly, slowly build it up and make sure it's a bit more stringent and a bit more scrutinized. And now it's well and truly a couple of years into it, they are completely rigid with it. And my son has not even blinked an eyelid because it hasn't changed his life at all whatsoever. But there's kids that are his friends, and they hate it and they whinge about it constantly. They're like, I can't do this and I can't do that and blah blah blah, my parents are telling me blah blah blah. And I'm like, yeah, maybe you shouldn't have given the PlayStation at the age of 5 and put them on
they don't have the
Roblox.
desire to sit in a room and read a book or something, just real basic stuff. So.
And I'm not saying, look, I'm not saying, oh, my kid's amazing and look at him, I mean, obviously I'm a father, I'm going to be proud of my kids, right? It's not a bragging thing, right? For me, it's more of if you actually just make a little bit of an effort, it's actually not that hard. as a parent to sort of steer your kid away from those screens for a bit longer than maybe you should, right? Do you know what I mean? And I see other parents, they look to me and they talk to me, and you can see them thinking, yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to go and do, that's a good idea. I'm going to do that. And you talk to them about 6 months later and they've forgotten that I'm going to do that conversation. I haven't. And they haven't done it.
The line.
Yeah.
No.
The other sad thing is they're not going to learn the freedom you could have had. Like, we would disappear for half a day or longer. No calling parents.
Yeah, me
no
too.
phone to catch up on us. We got into all kind of, I mean, bad things could have happened. Luckily it didn't. But we had all this freedom.
Yeah.
That's not around anymore. It's amazing.
I know. I loved it. I loved it.
I mean, I remember when our kids were sort of just before teenagers, and all their mates had, it was TVs at that point. It wasn't phones. It was TVs in bedrooms. And we said, no TVs in bedrooms.
Yeah.
Because that, if you want to watch TV, you come down and we'll watch it.
One TV in the house. Yep.
One TV in the house, and then you interact over meal times,
Yeah.
I mean, yes. Then they got older. They did have some games consoles. Then we noticed sort of behavioural changes a little bit after playing sort of some of the games.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Getting angry easily at stuff, things like that. Yeah. Short tempers. Yeah.
I didn't get a bedroom TV till late high school. It was a hand me down. They were gonna, basically, it's an old TV. They got a new one. So like,
yeah.
There you go.
I got a TV in my bedroom so that I could plug my Commodore 64 into it. So I never actually watched. I never actually watched it as a TV. It was literally the terminal.
I think when Matt had he had an Xbox when he was 14, maybe, and it wasn't connected to the aerial. It was just for playing games with his friends, which he did online, his school friends.
Well, I saved up money for work,
and then we would limit the time.
I'm a movie junkie, so I was always watching movies. So it's just.
Yeah. I do remember him upsetting me something, and I cut the plug off it, so he couldn't have it for a week.
I gave my son this to play with. Right, it's battery powered.
Yeah.
Daren likes battery powered things with speakers in them.
Park bench.
It's got a little speaker. Yeah, it's got a little speaker in it. And I gave this to him, and he was using this thing like we would use it, like an expert. He was making all sorts of different sounds with it. He worked out how he doesn't even know this stuff. He doesn't know what LFOs and oscillators, and he doesn't know this, right? But he's worked out just by moving sliders and stuff like that. He's worked it out, and that thing you can't. There's no inbuilt way to save patches on it. So, I mean, you can use an app to do it, right? But in the actual physical synth itself, there's no way you can save a patch on it. Yeah. So he'd actually worked out the memory from photographic memory or whatever he's got, or just remembering where the sliders and knobs and things went. He would be able to recall a setup on that thing just from his memory and just go and then bang, he'd start playing it. I'd say to him, make me a piano sound. He'd make a piano sound. Make me a bass sound. He'd make a bass sound. And like he was playing with it for a day, and I think to myself, well, this stuff is, if I was, a kid when I was younger, I probably did the same, to be honest. But you never really sort of analyze yourself, you know what I mean? In the same way as a parent would analyze their kid. Yeah. And I was thinking to myself, that's kind of what we do, right? Looking at a kid doing it, but you look at an adult doing it. We kind of do that. When we get a new synth in, we sit in front of it, we probably pour a lot of hours into it. And before you know it, you either love it or hate it, and then you've worked out how to use this thing to a degree where you can actually find things without having to refer to a manual or take a photo or whatever, right? And that's kind of what we do. And I thought to myself, wow, this sort of stuff is great. This is keeping kids off of screens. Synthesizers are actually another little corner of the world that you can, if you guys have got kids, I'm not talking about you guys here, I'm talking about people who are watching, and you think to yourself, what can I do to entertain them? Give them a synth, like one of those little portable synth like that.
Yeah,
muck around with
the
that.
little Behringer 50 quid jobs. Actually, Behringer are doing the TB3 for 50 quid now at the moment. It's on special offer.
Wow.
Couldn't believe it.
Wow.
Yeah. It's Andertons, I think, have got it for 50 quid.
I don't ever sort of check on that. Every time Chris and I go to buy Behringer stuff in our city, they've never got stock for like months after they release them. Everyone talks about, I've got it over here, I've got this, I've got that. And we look and we can't get them. And then you just forget, don't you, Chris? You forget about it.
You forget, yeah. Like, well, also ones where I'm going, I think I've promised that money to somewhere else, so I'm not going to check to see if it's
exactly.
Because I don't want to feel like I'm not getting it. Like, and that happened to me the other day.
So what was it, Ian, that was on special?
Things. It's like
the TB3. They have it at the normal 120 odd quid, but I'm sure I saw some yesterday. 50 quid it was, 49 quid, something like that.
220.
It was a great meme. It's like teach your kids to love synths; they'll never have money for drugs. So
there you go, 199, 199 Australian dollars, which is £100 for a black TD3.
Let me find it.
There you go. You can get a black one for 199 Aussie dollars. It's $20 off, Chris.
Yeah,
That's a 10% discount. There you go.
Yeah.
They've got none in our city, though. What was that thing we were looking at the other day that we couldn't get? The little Bolker thing. What was it they were doing? The Behringer...
What, the CZ1 or?
Not the Pro VS. It's like the Pro VS, but it's another one.
Yeah, here we are. Sorry, I was wrong. It's on Amazon.
Yeah.
TG3. It's the orange one. £49.
Jeez, that's
yeah.
like...
It's down from 85. Down from 86 quid to £49.
Is
if
that
you haven't got one?
Is that the Behringer Amazon? Is it the TD3? Is that?
Yeah, TD3. Yeah. If you haven't got one,
I got my yellow one, like 106.
Oh no, I've got the purple one.
Oh yeah, you're not kidding. Yeah. It's a red one.
Purple one, Daren.
Chris, red one for $100, $109.
Limited time deal, it says.
And if you've got Amazon Prime, you get free postage.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. My friend does, so I asked him to get it.
It's like $70 a year. Amazon Prime.
Got two. I mean, it's a great little synth.
Yeah, I know, but I don't buy anything from Amazon now.
I don't need it though. But yeah, that's.
I
cheap.
try not to buy them from Amazon. I'll be honest with you, but
that's a good pickup. $109 Aussie, 52% discount. Does yours say 52% discount?
I'm glad you let your kid use the reface, because if you let him use the template, that'd be child abuse.
Yeah.
He never knew about that synth. It was sitting there though.
That's good.
He could have grabbed it.
No, that's good. He didn't know. That's much better that way. Yeah.
He I don't know. He's a real piano kid, right? So he's the synth sounds aren't as much impressive to him.
Does he care about synth action at all? He wants the weighted keys.
Oh, there it is.
Well, I forget. I went through that whole process of buying him that digital piano not long ago. So he's got the weighted keys, the Yamaha weighted keys. But we, at the end of July, I think it is, we are getting an acoustic piano now. So that hasn't even been long. That hasn't been long. Yeah. When do you think that? How long has that been, Ian? It's probably only been 6 months that he's had the digital.
Yeah, we talked about it probably about 6 months ago. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's how quickly he's basically used himself out of that. In 6 months, it's not that the digital piano isn't capable. It's that when you do your exams,
the right sounds.
When you're doing your exams, there are certain things that you can only do on an acoustic piano.
Yeah.
So at the moment, he's only getting the training on that when he goes to do his lessons with his teacher. So the acoustic piano can do a lot different things that when a digital one can't do. Even the most expensive digital ones, like you could spend $5,000, $10,000 on a digital, and it still can't do it. Still can't do it.
I have a chance to get a free upright piano, but I have nowhere to put it. So, and they're heavy sized.
That's the problem I have nowadays. I've got nowhere to put it. Yeah. There's always loads on free cycle.
I've got nowhere to put anything.
Well, Daren, I told you, you've just got to take over the
Even a
neighbour's house.
vulture.
Just take over the neighbour's house. They won't mind. Honestly, just go in there. Just say, look, I'm grabbing this
Well,
room.
I'd need to. Well, I'm having both rooms. Just the stuff in here that's now gathering up behind me that I'm having to stand up. And I can't get in. And so, and I'm trying to come up with a lighting rig that's going to be a big cube. No, I'm not following Dead Mouse. It was just some. Not quite the same as him, because it's any gig that I'll do will be like all sort of all sides equal.
I'm still waiting to see the.
So
I'm still waiting to see the giant Rave Dave head though that you put on.
Oh yeah.
Well,
that'd be good.
I looked into that.
That'd be great.
It was $8,000.
What?
Wow.
Yeah, and if you wanted the full
that's
suit, you were
called
looking
suit
at like 12 to 24 grand.
Yeah, it's suit work. Yeah, it's expensive stuff.
For 15 minutes, mind you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, you're meant to be doing kids' parties. Can you imagine Rave Dave doing kids' parties with all the swearing?
No, that probably would not be a good idea.
Parma violets. Why are all the kids eating Parma violets? Yeah.
Kids are all crying and stuff.
Darren's going to get a knock at the front door
Scary thought.
by the boys in blue.
Uh-oh.
When you start seeing
Drug
like little
raid.
purple, you know.
Yeah.
Just
They've
don't
got
take
VP
Rave Dave
written
to a
on it.
furry convention. That would be disastrous. So
Yeah.
Is your name
Oh,
Daren?
God.
Yes. Have you been giving children Parma violets? Yes. Come with me, sir.
In exchange for.
Well, that was why his first album was Violetly Purple.
It
Not
was.
Violently, Violet.
Yes, exactly.
Purple.
It was.
VP. Switched round. VP was Parma Violets the other way around.
Now, which button is it? Is it this one? Guys, have you clicked like? Do you guys like the stream?
Oh, no.
Or do you like the show?
I haven't.
Have you done that?
Yeah,
That'd
that'd
be
be
nice.
sure.
That'd be nice. We are going to pack up.
But it's R5 here, so I'm going to have to. Yeah, I was going to say I'm going to have to get off. It's R5.
Yeah.
It's Easter Sunday now, officially where I live. So happy Easter. I need to.
Easter.
I need to go because the Easter bunny is probably popping around the house somewhere.
Yeah,
Laying
quick
eggs.
final promo for Jake's 3D show later today. So if you guys are interested.
Yeah.
Easter synth Easter eggs.
We will see you guys next week, and hopefully you guys get some recording done. And Daren, say good day to Dave for us because we miss him. If you do,
Yeah.
if you
Back
do
Dave.
bump
I'll
into
say
him.
good day. I was going to say. Well, I'll get on the phone to him because, like I say, he's buggered off abroad. He'll
abroad.
probably ring back and swear at me.
Is he in Ibiza? He's in Ibiza.
Say that.
That'd be-
Yeah, that's
yeah.
where he'll be. Yeah, but he'll say that because I didn't let him finish his second album off with all those tracks, he's gone to some others to do his album. He's just gone.
Yeah.
Because he nicked next door bought Three's car not so long ago. He's telling you.
Well, maybe he was looking for the Parma violets in there.
Luckily, he brought it back before they. Yeah, luckily he brought it back before they knew. The only problem was he parked it on the grass.
It's typical Manchester larking. That's what's happening right now.
Yes.
It's just typical.
Well, I say parked it. He sort of just jumped out of it and left it.
Yeah. I mean, he
Well,
forgot
still
to
going.
take it out of gear, didn't he?
Well, you've seen Ted, haven't you? You've seen the movie Ted and how Ted is. Well, just think that's Rave Dave, but on steroids.
Fantastic. All right, guys. Well, all the best.
All right.
See you
All right,
guys
folks.
next week. Be nice. Thanks, guys, in the chat.
See you later.
And
Chatties.
thanks to you guys.
Bye, everybody. See you
Toodles.
later.
Take care.
Bye.